It is 10:01. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs 104.5 The Zone studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Michigan Wolverines are national champions for the second time in program history, the first since 1989. After beating UConn 69-63 Monday night in Indianapolis, Michigan took a 4-point lead into the half and did not relinquish it. Elliot Cadeau led the way with 19 points. In other college basketball news, UNC is hiring former Denver Nuggets head coach Michael Malone to be the coach of the Tar Heels. Malone has never been a head coach at the college level and won an NBA championship in Denver in 2023. Meanwhile, the transfer portal opened today in college basketball, and there is an exodus of Tennessee players on both the women's and the men's side, with J.P. Estrella, Bishop Boswell, and others reportedly hitting the portal. The Nashville Predators fell in a shootout last night at the L.A. Kings. That drops the Preds out of the second wildcard spot in the West. They are now 1 point back of the Kings. It's a back-to-back as the Preds are at the San Jose Sharks tonight, 9 p.m., the puck drop. And Nashville Soccer Club takes on Mexican side Club America tonight in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. Kickoff at 7 p.m. at Geodis Park on FS2. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Well, it doesn't have to be pretty to get the job done, and that was certainly the case for Michigan last night. 69-63 over a stingy, stubborn UConn squad, but Michigan getting its second national championship in 9 appearances in the final. Congratulations to all the Wolverines fans out there. Everybody except Taylor Lewan. Taylor Lewan feels like me with IU football, where he's just kind of grifting off of Michigan's basketball success. I saw he went to Lucas Oil for the championship game last night. So everybody but Taylor today, I feel like, gets to celebrate.
I feel like you keep trying to drag people into your depths as a fake fan. I think if you think other people are as fake a fan as you, it'll make you feel better about being a fake fan. But you're more alone than you realize.
Why do I have to feel better about it? I feel fine about it.
No, but
I have no qualms.
You're very defensive about it.
No, I'm not defensive at all.
No,
is that defensive?
No, you don't sound defensive.
Did my voice get a little higher?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a little bit of defensive.
The fact that Michigan hit 2 3-pointers in this game. And
when is the last time you've seen that in any basketball game?
It's a good question. When's the last time somebody won a national title hitting 2 threes in the national championship game? They didn't hit their first one until 5 minutes into the second half, and they were still in control. Just too much, man. They just overpowered UConn here. 69 points with only 2 3-pointers hit. Yeah, Michigan deserved champions with 5 transfers in the starting lineup.
Yeah, they were excellent the whole way through. Last night's the first time they didn't score 90 against one of their opponents, but good enough to get the job done. And a grimy, grinded-out type of basketball game, which is how UConn wants to play. And that gave UConn the opportunity to stay in the game, but Michigan is simply just the better basketball team. And as we talked about yesterday, it feels like they've just kind of been the best basketball team. The rankings would not say that they went wire to wire because Duke did beat them in Washington on that neutral site game, as we talked about at the end of February, but just well done by Michigan. And I can't help but hate this a little bit, because if Dusty May wins a championship at Michigan and my alma mater doesn't hire him and he ends up just leaving at some point in the near future to go coach the Chicago Bulls or something like that, what could have been, I would like to have a national championship for the basketball team, but Michigan gets it instead. Danny Hurley beside himself because of the officiating, and it was fair commentary to say that the refs just needed to settle the hell down at certain points in this game. It was getting a little too ticky-tacky for my taste. But all in all, a worthy champion crowned, and now we begin the portal conversation, which there's a huge discussion to be had about both University of Tennessee programs, men's and women's, regarding the portal, which we will get to later in the show.
But before we do, Robert, can we hear from Yaxel Landenborg right before halftime? Because I thought this was incredibly candid from the Michigan Star, the UAB transfer that's been arguably their best player during this run, obviously dealing with the knee issues. His status was a little in doubt. He ends up playing 36 minutes, scores 13 points, was not at his best, but does enough to help push Michigan over the top. This was Yaxel Landenborg talking to Tracy Wolfson at halftime on CBS.
Thanks a lot. And Yaxel, how is it feeling out there? You played all 20 minutes.
I feel awful. I feel super weak right now. I can't make anything. Oh, man. I'm trying to push through, obviously, because, it's a championship game and all that. But, man, I'm missing plays that I don't usually miss. I have many opportunities to take advantage of the smaller defender. Haven't been able to do it. I'm going to go in there at half, do as much as I can, and try to feel a lot better, and then come out here more aggressive.
Well, knowing that you guys have just 20 minutes to win a national championship, what will it take?
Everything, no matter what type of knee pain I'm in, man, I got to go out there and give it my best. I played really soft that first half, and I'm going to be way better second half.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You just don't hear that, man. Like, usually in those circumstances, like, I feel great, I'm good, not even thinking about the knee. No, I feel terrible. This is awful.
I mean, everybody knows that he's been dealing with this knee injury, and he was advised to not go back in their game against Arizona because it was giving him so many problems, and yet he was willing to battle it out, did the same last night. God knows what they shot him up full of to get him out there on the court. And so for Michigan, for him, for Solo Ball, who was also dealing with some injuries heading into this game, it all ends up being worth it in the long run because they are national champions. The Big Ten rules all of the sports, it would seem. They are national champions in, do we give them the women's national championship? I mean, I know UCLA is a Big Ten school.
Technically.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to not count UCLA.
UCLA's natty in women's basketball is like a flower on the grave of the Pac-12. That's how I see it.
So we'll call it a tribute, a swan song to the Pac-12, but it's in fact a Big Ten title in women's college hoops, in men's college hoops last night, and in football, the SEC is dead. Yes, we all agree. ACC, Big Ten truthers unite. We can all pray upon the SEC's grave. They'll never win another championship in any sport. Well, any sport that matters, right? You can keep baseball. You can have baseball. The rest of it, we'll continue to be the conference of champions in the Big Ten, and it can mean more elsewhere outside the SEC.
What a wild ride to be a Michigan fan these last few years. Just
Truly
insane. What a drunk roller coaster to win a national championship in football, have cheating scandals, sex scandals, all sandwiched in between, literally an audit into your athletic department under AD Ward Manuel, and then to turn around and go on this crazy run, lose 3 games, and win a basketball national championship for the first time since 1989, first for the conference since 2000. Just wild. Like, a few months ago, we're talking about Ward Manuel in terms of how does this guy keep his job? With everything that's happened around Sharon Moore.
I feel like it should probably still be a how does this guy keep his job, even though they keep winning stuff. Like
winning cures all.
No, not the Sharon Moore thing.
You tell me. Ward Manuel's sitting right there courtside yesterday watching the coach he hired win a championship. And made a pretty damn good football hire, if you ask me.
Okay.
Yeah,
because Utah didn't want him anymore. It was like it's like Woody from Toy Story. Andy just throws Woody to the side. Kyle Whittingham is Woody. Michigan gets to grab him.
I think Utah was Woody in that situation. I think Kyle Whittingham was the one who was the one to move on.
Isn't the reporting that he wanted to stay?
Oh, that's not. I mean, it's been a minute, but that's not how I remember it.
Okay,
but either way, yes, you're right. I'm sure the Michigan Athletic Department will fire the AD that's won multiple national championships for, off-field because it's the right thing to do.
This is not just an off-field because it's the right thing to do. It's the football coach that you hired to replace the cheating football coach that you basically let get away with all the cheating stuff.
Yep.
Threatened the life of his assistant who he was having. It's not just a little off the... This is like you calling Puka Nakua's anti-Semitic stuff. He's just young and dumb.
Hold on. First of all, Puka. I said that before the news. That was terrible timing.
No. Right? He's just young and dumb. He'll learn.
I was talking about
He doesn't know that it's an anti-Semitic sign that he's doing on the stream. He doesn't know.
That's misappropriating.
He's just 25. My God. Who among us?
Puka, more than young and dumb, clearly. I'm not saying...
He's in rehab now. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's going to rehab.
How often do you see that? We can talk about that later.
I'm just saying, this is an interesting place for Michigan athletics. I think the dust has kind of settled on all that stuff. And look, the next time an athletic department like Michigan chooses to sacrifice an athletic director that has brought them multiple titles
No, I know.
over something off field, to me will be like pretty much the first.
Sure.
Other than, I mean, that was a serious situation, but
Go ahead, gloss over it like you did Puka.
I'll be surprised.
We'll wait for the next scandal. As soon as you discount anything that happened around Sharon Moore, we'll get another report tomorrow. It seems that's the way that the news cycle works.
Just don't think they care while they're celebrating championships.
No, I would probably agree with that assessment. The F&M Bank chat is open for business. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch is where you can live stream the show. They're all being very nice to Robert for some reason. Did you bribe them to start the show? Their praise is pouring over for you, and we haven't even begun yet. You haven't even done anything.
Yeah, I know that's how it goes. That's how I keep them.
Oh, you've got them conditioned.
Yeah, they'll eventually fall into the Cheyenne bucket and just get tired of my jokes and start to hate me too.
And then they'll start talking to you in that voice.
Yes, it's Robert.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch is where you can live stream the show if you would like to participate in the F&M Bank chat that way. Titans also do begin their offseason training program today because they have a new coach. They're one of 10 teams that have a new coach, so they get basically a 2-week head start ahead of the rest of the voluntary programs that will take place. So there's not practice proper on the field just yet. They will not have a practice. Well, I don't know that they won't have something on the field in some capacity without pads and helmets and things like that before media gets out there, but media will not be able to go out there for a practice, which is probably helmet and shorts, until the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, according to the email that the NFL sent us all about their workout schedule. So we do have that going on. I saw them tweet the Titans tweet a slow-mo video of Cam Ward. Does the slow-mo have greater effect on fans, or was the clip just too short that they didn't get him walking in the building with enough lead up, so they had to drag it out a little more for the engagement?
I don't want to talk about it yet. It's my own no.
Okay, very good. It's got nothing to do with because the Ravens in the building yesterday too. Your Ravens?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Ravens. Just everything to do with the positioning of the clip.
Of the Titans clip.
Yes.
Okay. So we will get to Oh No. Do we have things to give away for Oh No ahead of that segment at what time are we doing that? 10:45? That sounds right. Yes.
I'm sure we do.
Okay, very good. We'll dig through the nebulous prize bucket and see if there's anything in there. At 10:45 today,
tickets to see the Predators in the Wild.
Playoff push continues.
Well, no, not the hockey. You get to see Predators in the Wild. Like, it's zoo tickets.
Oh, I thought...
No, it's hockey tickets.
Okay. Well, you got some kind of like tracker? I mean, those things do exist, Predators in the Wild, I suppose.
This Saturday at Bridgestone Arena.
My neighborhood's full of them.
They pooped themselves last night, right? In a shootout against the Kings. I didn't stay up. The game started at like 9:30. I wasn't going to do that. The basketball game was already late enough for me. I didn't make it, but...
I mean, they lost the shootout. Yeah. They took a point.
It's a huge opportunity for them to, like, their percentage chance of making the postseason, had they beat the Kings last night, would have been exponentially higher. So it is a poop yourself type of situation.
It's the difference. The difference is 1 point. They grabbed 1 point instead of 2, obviously. They beat the Kings in a shootout this past Thursday, and now they'll face the Sharks tonight in a back-to-back. So that puts them 1 spot back of the Kings, 1 point back of the Kings, who are currently occupying that second wildcard spot. But I think there's going to be jockeying down the stretch here. I mean, 5 regular season games left. The LA Kings have been anything but consistent this year. It was an opportunity missed, not a complete disaster as you grab a point out of it. And the Kings have continued to take games to overtime and lose in overtime this season. So there will be opportunities. I bet the Preds will be back in that second wild card spot at least one more time before the season's over. The question is, will they finish in that spot?
We're getting down to the wire, though, right? I mean,
5 games.
5 games?
Mm-hmm. They're back 1 point. How many points do you take from a win in the NHL, Buck?
2.
Hey, good for you.
Hey, look at that.
Good for you.
I know hockey. Thomas is up first. If you want to call the show, 615-737-1045. Go ahead, Thomas.
What's up, fellas? I just want to say, Bert, you deserve a raise from putting up with Buck so long. Just to start the show. No, I'm just kidding, Buck.
That's probably true. It's something that he should bring up in his next contract negotiation. I agree.
No, man, I just want to say thanks for putting on the install again this year, dude. Me and my wife got our tickets Sunday, and I can't wait to meet you guys. This is the first time I've called. I've been listening forever, and I found you guys through one of your other shows. You guys are awesome, man. Lucas, you're awesome, brother. I love your input. Everything you guys do, I love it. Keep it up.
Well,
Thank you,
very
Thomas.
kind of you, Thomas.
Appreciate it,
And
man.
We look forward to seeing you on Friday, May the 1st, you and your lovely wife.
I can't wait, buddy.
That's the install with Greg Cosell of NFL Films. Get your tickets now before we before we announce any special guests, because once we do things like that, those tickets tend to get sold a lot faster. So while we do have limited quantity available right now for you, Robert has pinned the YouTube link, or rather the ticket purchase link, in the YouTube chat. If you have not gotten your tickets, like I said, because once we announce special guests, those tickets will be sold out, because we are looking for our 4th consecutive shutout on the install.
I'm sorry, I'm going to miss Thomas at the install.
Sellout, not shutout, I suppose, is the proper word.
Have you ever been to an install?
One many years ago.
I think you went to the first one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Which was the worst one.
I had a lot of fun at that.
No, that was the one with Ran. Ran was great. Robert had the chef
it
hat.
wasn't.
That would have been the second
That was
one.
the second one.
Oh, then that's
First
the
one had
only-
no guest.
Okay, the only one I've ever been to is the second one with
Yeah,
Ran.
we raw dogged the first one. It was just me and Greg.
I have my vacations always seem to fall on install week. I'll be in Portugal.
It's kind of like how Buck's vacations just happen to fall on remote days.
Right, yeah. It's funny how that works out.
Yeah, I neglected to inform the two of you. I have a vacation day coming up on Thursday, so I will not be in attendance.
Which is tomorrow.
No, it's 2 days from now.
Oh, yeah, today's Tuesday.
Stay with us. All right, show off to a hot start. Let's talk about the portal madness, because it is beginning everywhere in college basketball, except the state of Tennessee seems to have been hit particularly hard on both the men's and women's side in basketball portal news. So we'll talk about that coming up next. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. No question. About 36 minutes until the Middle Tennessee Hattie B's locations open. Get the best hot chicken in the world. You can get it at one of their fine Middle Tennessee locations. You can go and get it delivered to you via the app, where you can build up your Hattie B rewards points. Do you have rewards points? Have you been stacking them, or do you very quickly squander them on free desserts and things like that?
I recently redeemed a $75 Hattie B's gift card on the app.
Very good. You can get it delivered to your house, or if you're working from your office, you can get it delivered for the whole company if you would like. HattieB.com for more information. So, Tennessee has a number of different portal defections. At last count, I believe we have 6 players on the men's team who have entered the portal. In Troy Henderson, Bishop Boswell, J.P. Estrella, Clarence Masamba. Am I saying that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jalen Carey, Cade Phillips, all in the portal. On the Lady Vols side, it's 8 players who have defected. There is not a player under scholarship for the Lady Vols. They do have one incoming high school player currently in their recruiting class.
But they lost the big one. They lost Olivia Edwards, the 5-star, the McDonald's All-American. She put out a lengthy statement. The statement she put out, it looks like she actually played at Tennessee, talking about, this chapter and thanking Kim Caldwell. It's bad. And it's funny because there's this mass exodus for both programs, but you feel a lot better about the current state of one versus the other.
Okay, well, I'm sure you don't feel good, because J.P. Estrella is somebody who I figured you would have wanted to keep. And didn't the Henderson kid, he's a freshman, right?
Yeah, Troy Henderson.
Wasn't he saying that he wasn't going to transfer, and now he's transferred?
He's not a guy that played a lot of basketball for them last year. He theoretically could have been part of that next wave in the Tennessee backcourt. The way I see it is the difference. The Lady Vols, nothing worked for them last year. Absolutely nothing worked. And I think the program is at rock bottom. This is the lowest point the Lady Vols have been since they became established as the Lady Vols, since Pat Summitt got it rolling. On the men's side, I think these guys, if Tennessee wanted to keep these guys for the price point that they are getting elsewhere, they would have kept these guys. But I saw reports that J.P. Estrella is getting offered $3-4 million next year.
Well, that's fair.
At some point, and that was the reporting out of Knoxville, too. Chris Lowe was on this saying, Rick Barnes says they're going to pay for talent. They're not going to dramatically overpay for talent. And it sucks because you have no continuity whatsoever. I mean, no matter what, Tennessee is hitting the complete reset button on its roster next year. But sometimes it just gets taken a bridge too far. J.P. Estrella is a good player. He's developed nicely under Rick Barnes, but he's dealt with injuries in his Tennessee career. He's dealt with early foul trouble. And it's clear that Tennessee was not willing to pony up what somebody else was, wherever he lands. Seems like Bishop Boswell is going to NC State to reunite with Justin Gainey, the former Tennessee assistant that takes over as the next head coach at NC State. The noise around Cade Phillips is that he's going to Alabama. He's an Alabama native. His uncle, I think it's his uncle, is Brody Croyle, the former Alabama quarterback. So he's got plenty of ties there. He chose Tennessee over Alabama out of high school. Every circumstance is different, and then Jalen Carey's about to be on his 4th team in 4 years.
Yeah.
Like just a true hired gun. It just sucks, man. I mean, it just sucks to not have this roster continuity year over year when it's this extreme.
Well, and this is something that Kentucky just was on the opposite end of, right? Are you familiar with Denzel Aberdeen?
Sure.
Okay, so Denzel Aberdeen was a bench player for Florida when they won the national championship, and he transferred to Kentucky heading into this most recent college basketball season because Kentucky was going to pay him $2 million in NIL, basically to be an average replacement level college basketball player. He wasn't a star player by any stretch of the imagination. He didn't give them any kind of great effort. I think he ended up averaging about, 13.5 points per game, something like that. For the Wildcats last year, wasn't worth the $2 million, but Kentucky overpaid for somebody on a national champion to come in and help their team. He did not help them in a substantive way, and you could argue, okay, well, is that money best spent? If you're just trying to acquire somebody off a better bench than the bench that you had last year, are you willing to overpay? In these situations, Tennessee seems like they're being victimized by a little bit of that. Not like J.P. Estrella and Jalen Carey aren't quality basketball players, but they're going to get meaningful money to go play bigger minutes elsewhere. And I don't know, depending on where they land, right? We don't have landing spots for J.P. Estrella hasn't.
No, I mean, the portal opens today. Right. So I have not seen anything on where he may go.
Okay, so we'll see who ends up signing him and what they end up giving him, or what the at least generally reported figures around some of these transfers end up being. But this is going to victimize a lot of good programs in college basketball where they have more success than your current team is having. So I'm going to overpay for a player that's probably, average to come in and try and help raise the floor of my basketball team. And it'll, kind of take a hatchet to what Tennessee is trying to keep in-house, because it's just not worth the squeeze at that point in time.
It's new territory in the Rick Barnes era, right? I mean, we've talked about it for so long. Tennessee, it felt like, had all these veterans that had just been around forever. The Josiah Jordan Jameses and Zakai Zieglers and Santiago Vescovis and Jemai Mashaks, like guys that spent 4 or 5 years with the program. And it's so funny how it's evolved, what it takes to have tournament success. I feel like one of the key components that always was talked about as something you had to have a deep run in the tournament, veteran leadership, right? Vets that have done it before, that have been through those rigors of March Madness. And we just had a team with the starting lineup of 5 transfers win the national championship. So the goalposts are kind of moving on what is necessary. You still have to have good guard play. Obviously, you have to have good shooting. You have to play good defense. But it felt like one of those key components has completely fallen off. If you do it right and you hit on your acquisitions, you can make a deep run, even if you've got 8 new guys on your roster playing in any given season. But so it's somewhat new territory for Rick Barnes.
So how do we feel about that? A long-in-the-tooth coach heading into the modern era. I mean, obviously they've been competing in the modern era of college basketball since NIL has been voted into place by the Supreme Court all those years ago. But how do you feel about Rick Barnes' ability and his staff's ability? It's really not just about Rick Barnes to be able to navigate this.
Well, he did it pretty well last year.
Sure.
You went and got Jacoby Gillespie, which that circumstance kind of worked in Tennessee's favor. He's a Greenville, Tennessee native. He grew up rooting for Tennessee, and he was the best point guard available for them in the transfer portal, and they landed him. You went out and got Nate Ament, who was a highly coveted 5-star prospect. So how repeatable is that this year? Right now, if I'm not mistaken off the top of my head, the only returning players that played any sort of role for Tennessee last year are Amari Evans and Dwayne Brown. So you bring back Dwayne Brown in the post. Amari Evans feels like a guy that can develop really nicely under Rick Barnes with a high ceiling. Otherwise, you need literally everything. You need shooters. You need a point guard. You need more post depth. Felix Okpara's eligibility is up at Tennessee. Until we start to see a dip, I'm going to feel good about the state of Rick Barnes' program. And we played the audio after the loss to Michigan where he talked about this new era. It's almost easier for a coach like Barnes that you just spend a few days talking to a player. It all comes down to the number. And then you get that player or you don't, as opposed to years of work in recruiting and building those relationships and trying to plant those seeds that ultimately can pay off down the road. So I think Rick Barnes and his staff will be equipped and prepared for it, and we'll see what kind of moves they start making. I'm not panicked about these guys all leaving. It sucks because that's just the state of college athletics in general. It just sucks to not know what your team looks like in iota at this point in the offseason, but it is what it is, and they'll go out and address these things, as opposed to the Lady Vols, which just feels like an existential crisis right now, and it doesn't really feel like there's a way forward. Do you fire Kim Caldwell on the day the portal's open and start a whole coaching search? Do you run it back and hope she figures it out and gets players that fit her system a lot better? It's a tough spot for Danny White.
Again, unless she did something egregious as far as behavior with her team and with her staff that warrants her being fired, I'm not going to say that I'm in favor of her being fired after her second season, even though her second season was the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
So until we have either concrete reporting about something that happened that caused this huge falling, because we still don't have, I feel like we're flying blind for all the people that cover the University of Tennessee and do reporting and journalism around the University of Tennessee. Like, we don't have a specific moment.
I don't think there has to be a moment. She went out and...
There doesn't have to be. You're right. But, like, I still don't feel like I know with more certain terms what happened there.
I think she stocked her roster with talented players.
No, but you're saying I think. Like, shouldn't we have some more information on this for all the different people who are covering this?
I mean, ultimately, I don't think there's ever a true, clear picture on what happens in a locker room unless there is multiple specific moments. And I don't know that that's the case here. This feels like a deterioration over the course of a season with players that, while talented, were not a good fit in Kim Caldwell's system. A young coach trying to figure things out and, you know, like she said herself, pivoting away from her plan A, something that she basically called a cardinal rule, and players not responding to it for whatever reason. I don't know if it's something that has to have happened. I don't know if there has to have been a bust up in the locker room between player and coach for that to happen. I think it's just something that can happen over the course of a season, and they weren't equipped to deal with it.
I agree with you. There does not have to be one seminal moment that causes this great falling out between roster and coaching staff, or specifically roster and head coach, and even people on the coaching staff with the head coach. But even that feels kind of nebulous. Like, other than her saying that when their season was over and saying, yeah, I diverted from the plan. That's not what I should have done. We lost some of the belief from the players and from people on the coaching staff, and that's on me. Other than her having that mea culpa moment, but not until they had lost 8 straight games and, you know, just petered out in the NCAA tournament after struggling mightily. Obviously, they didn't do anything in the conference tournament and ended their regular season in a slump. Other than her saying that, there hasn't been much additional information to confirm that was happening. You're just kind of taking the coach's word for it. And that seems, it's okay. Like, that can be so, if that's indeed the case. Just feels like, all right, are we just going to turn the page on this and hope she does better next time? Or is there something that should be dug more into here?
Well, there is not a shred of a reason why Tennessee women's basketball should not be playing at the very top of the sport. Like, there's not even an inkling of a reason why that shouldn't be the case, right? You can't think of one. The brand recognition, the history, the trophies are all there. The NIL backing, I mean, the facilities. Like, there is not a single speck of a reason, of a good reason why Tennessee should not be playing or competing for Final Fours every single year. So they got to figure this out. When you have Holly Rowe calling out Danny White, things are bad. You see she deleted that tweet, by the way?
I did. I bet she got some phone calls, which I think you leave the tweet out there.
Everybody saw it. You know, I mean,
awful announcing is now covering the fact that you deleted the tweet.
Right. Yeah. I think you make it a bigger thing when you delete the tweet.
Now, Holly wrote, like, we talked about that just quickly, and then we can move on. We talked about that. You don't see sideline reporters doing opinion very much.
No.
So maybe she felt like she'd gone too far in her role, and obviously she and Pat Summitt had a close relationship during Pat's life. So maybe she felt like, okay, maybe I overstepped in my specific role. Maybe I'm showing more bias than a sideline reporter should, because she went directly at Danny White. And that, I'm for that. Okay, if you with the credibility that Holly Rowe has, and not offering opinions very often, if at all, on those kind of situations, say, no, this person is allowing this to happen to this historically amazing program, then yeah, stand on it. But I don't know what Holly Rowe's reason for deleting it was, but she decided it was in everybody's best interest for her to take that down off Twitter.
We're 2 weeks removed from the Pat Summitt documentary dropping on ESPN and Hulu.
I didn't know there was a Pat
March
Summitt.
25th. Breaking Glass, the Pat Summitt story dropped. And they did a big thing at the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville.
Did you watch it?
I haven't gotten to see the whole thing. I saw a big chunk of the first. It's a multi-part thing. So I need to sit down and rewatch and end up watching the whole thing. But they just did a whole thing in Knoxville with Holly Rowe and Candace Parker and Andrea Carter up there, all talking about Pat Summitt and her legacy. Dawn Staley. It's a bad place to be right now. The timing of the Pat Summitt documentary dropping right around this period of Lady Vol basketball, it's a rough thing for Kim Caldwell to bounce back from. And we're going to learn one way or another if Kim Caldwell is going to continue to be the coach of this team this coming season. In my mind, this has to be make or break. If she's going to stick around, 26, 27 has to be make or break.
Robert, remind me what I have to give away for people who call in and tell us what in sports made them say, oh no.
We have tickets to see the Preds and the Wild.
615-737-1045 is the number. If you would like those Preds tickets, all you got to do is call in and tell us what in sports made you say, oh no. for the opportunity to win a couple of tickets to the Preds versus the Wild and a $100 gift card to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. 615-737-1045. What in sports made you say, oh no? Have you guys seen the Tiger Woods body cam footage?
Oh, yeah.
So Tiger Woods, obviously, he rolled over another car. He's since gotten a DUI because he was not drunk, but was on pain medication for another procedure that he's had. And when you've had as many procedures as Tiger Woods has had on his back, on his legs, whether it be ACL repairs, whether it be the broken leg from the last time that he rolled his car, because there's another one of those in his background too, of course. You know, the pain pill addiction is not something to joke about, and obviously that Tiger has gone on to get help. It's a very serious situation. Thank God nobody was hurt. But the oh no component of this is the body cam footage that TMZ Sports obtained. The police officers who have pulled over or helped Tiger Woods get out of his car that he rolled and are detaining him at the time before they end up taking him to jail. They're trying to corral Tiger Woods, who's kind of pacing a little bit along the street that he rolled his car over on. And on the body cam footage, you see the police officers trying to say, hey, Mr. Woods, can you stay, close to us here? Just stay in the area, because he's pacing up back and forth. He's on the phone with somebody, and in the most douchey way possible, Tiger Woods waves his hand at the police officer who's speaking to him with the body cam footage on. It goes, yeah, I'm just on the phone with the president. You're a tool.
I mean,
that is the behavior of a tool.
But you are also a tool.
Yes.
I can
identify the behavior.
Would you not? You would do the exact same thing, is all I'm saying.
Call the president to try and get out of a DUI?
Oh, yeah. If you had a relationship with the president of the United States.
Is that the person that you call to get out of a DUI?
And you are in a messy legal situation. You are 100 times out of 100 making that phone call.
I don't think that's true. But I Uber. I Uber. I'm not so scared of my what is it? Why wouldn't he hire a driver? Because he said that his privacy was in danger of being violated. What are you doing in the car that requires you to have additional privacy that you require, that you need some kind of buffer between you and the driver, whatever? Maybe
that's the same
you're right.
reason they took the queue away from us on the board, so we can't listen to y'all in there.
Oh.
What are you talking about in there that the producer shouldn't be privy to?
That's a good question. Nothing, usually. I don't think there's anything that we've kept between between Lucas and I that you haven't been privy to in some form or fashion. But maybe you're right. Maybe I would make that call. But I would not. I don't know. You don't think that's a douche move? That's a douche
move.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. No, it is.
That is, especially the arrogance of the hand flip.
Yeah.
Like, I was just talking to the president.
For sure. It's just funny to hear you talk about arrogance. The NCAA is expected to do the thing that nobody wants them to do, but we all should have been expecting them to do this entire time. According to Ross Dellinger, the NCAA expected to finalize an expansion of the men's and women's tournaments to 76 teams soon after the completion of this year's March Madness tournament, which, of course, is complete as of last night. Quote, it will happen, a high-placed source told Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports. The proposal would add 8 games to the first 4, with 24 teams playing in an opening round, essentially, before advancing into the second round, which is really the first round, the round of 64, as we consider it. So essentially a play-in tournament, which already kind of happens with 4 games, but is just going to be what's expanded. My question is, how would this affect when people do their brackets? Like when you do a bracket challenge on ESPN or whatever, you're not picking those games. You're just picking SMU/Texas or Miami of Ohio. Now with it going to 76 teams, like now do we have to pick more games and more opportunities to get games wrong? If there's 24 teams playing in the quote-unquote first 4, which they'll have to rename, I suppose.
Okay, I'm with you, but the only pushback that I would have is don't make decisions about a postseason tournament based on the construction of a bracket challenge. Like, I think we should.
No. I'm not saying that at all. Don't
Okay.
expand the tournament because the tournament doesn't need to be expanded.
Yeah.
That's just an auxiliary question I have as somebody that enjoys partaking in March Madness.
Oh, are your brackets about to?
I finished in third place.
Oh, I love this. I love these brackets.
Where did you finish?
Don't take away my precious bracket. Oh, I'm going to have so many more opportunities to be wrong. Shut up.
Man, I fear that in an effort to get Robert to fall in love with March Madness, we have made him deeply,
I think you made it worse.
No, it's
it.
March Sadness.
Yeah.
I hate this month. I hate it.
We did March Sadness one year, didn't we?
What do you mean?
It's probably one of the dumb things I made. I'm sure it's in my A drive
Yeah, I
somewhere.
thought we did something that was March. I think it was maybe a Titans-related bracket that we did March Sadness.
How can you hate this month? Did we not have fun at Circus Sports at Mint Kentucky Downs, which will be at, again, broadcasting live Thursday, by the way? Did we not have a good time watching all the madness?
Did we have fun because we were winning games, or did we have fun because we were drunk off $3 drinks and $3 hot dogs?
That one.
And what? And the madness is happening, and there's 4 games happening at once, and crazy things are happening, and High Point's upsetting Wisconsin, and VCU's
who was in
coming
my
back.
final? Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah, to know that I lost the bracket challenge on the first day in the third game that was played. Yeah, that was killer. That was absolutely killer. You know what else is going to be killer? I think I will have more fun there on Thursday for the opening of the Masters, which I don't know diddly in the yard about golf. I will have more fun at the Masters at Circa on Thursday. Come and see us in the heart of downtown. Where the hell is it?
Franklin.
Thank you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Not Tennessee.
Well, yeah, don't go to that one. Don't go to the bougie
Franklin, Kentucky.
Come to the Franklin where tumbleweeds come across the street. My oh no, when you're in this line of work, when you're in our business, our industry, nothing is a coincidence. And I just want to point something out. Someone is lying. Someone is lying. Because this morning, the Titans tweeted out a slow-mo picture of Cam Ward walking into the building, and they said, first in the building with his number 1. And they may be trying to be cute, but what do you notice behind him as he's walking out?
Oh, I didn't notice anything.
It's broad daylight. Do you know, either of you, what time it got light outside in Tennessee today, in Nashville specifically?
Maybe 7-ish?
7:14.
Okay.
I refuse to believe that the first person to show up to these things showed up, and this isn't 7:14 like, oh, it's still dusk, still a little dark. No, it's bright as hell outside. I refuse to believe that the first person showing up to the brand new Titans offseason program is Cam Ward at 7:15. I refuse to believe that. So someone's lying. Either they had Cam go back to his car and walk in so they could shoot this slow-mo video, or Cam is no longer getting to the building at 5 a.m. Which one is true? I would like the clarification, because I doubt that the competitor that Cam Ward is, he's showing up 2 hours after with a brand new head coach, a brand new offensive coordinator to start this offseason program? What are we doing? If that is, we've got bigger problems. We got bigger problems. So I want to know who's lying. Someone over there in the Titan studio, is Cam lying? Is Cam lying about being there at 5 a.m. every day? Or are you guys lying? And you had him go to his car to get his bag to shoot this slow-mo entrance video. Which one is it?
Somebody said at 7:15 he'd still be stuck in traffic on Briley Parkway.
I just want the clarification, because in our business, nothing is a coincidence. Someone is lying. That's my oh no.
This is what happens when you make a big deal about the quarterback showing up a couple of times at 5 a.m.
I would make the argument that a slow-mo walk-in video at 5 a.m. in the dark, lit up by those little light pillars they have. And it's not Ascension St. Thomas anymore, whatever the hell the new sponsor
it's
is.
called Vanderbilt Sports Health, which makes no damn sense.
Well, good for them. I want to know who's lying. And I want their head on a spike. Lying to us fans.
We
like
do have
that.
the ability to get clarification on this.
I would like to know, and then, but look, I don't want the clarification, because when I figure it out,
You just want to know who's lying.
No, I'm going to have to bring it to the people. I'm a public servant. They have the right to also know who is lying. That's my own no.
I thought it was going to be Orlovsky saying that Lamar wasn't going to show up, and then Lamar showed up.
That's his dumbest thing in sports, probably.
Yeah, I'm rotating.
We'll save that. Okay, very good. The Titans are lying about what time Cam Ward gets to the building, according to Robert. 615-737-1045. is the number if you would like to jump in. Let's start with Dylan and Hermitage.
Hey, guys. I always wanted to talk about Gino, who obviously his credentials are top-notch, but that was an absolute train wreck from the end of the game where he made a total jerk of himself, and then to follow it up, the worst part, I think, is where he brings up the fouls and one of his players' jerseys was ripped, and the actual player says that out of frustration ripped her own jersey.
Appreciate the submission, Dylan. So just the entire Gino Auriemma experience. Raymond is in Lebanon.
Hey, how you doing, fellas? My oh no in sports is kind of a oh no and oh yes. It's Joe Adele and the 3 home run robberies. I have watched baseball for years and have never seen anything like that before. Just amazing. Just made me say oh no.
A good submission. Thank you, Raymond. Let's go to Nick in Murfreesboro.
Love you guys. Best show on 104.5. My oh no is the fact that they did not show I'm driving Uber all day, just waiting for the national championship game, come home to realize that I cannot watch it because it's not on network TV. I don't have cable. I stream, and I use an antenna. So I couldn't watch the national championship game.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nick.
It was, it wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing basketball game, but it was competitive. Sterling and Gallatin.
Well, hello, gentlemen. My oh no is the Pacers Cleveland game when Donovan Oates broke 2 players' ankles in scoring a jump shot. That was my oh no.
Thanks for the call. I didn't quite hear what he said. Did you guys make that out?
Something about the Pacers? Yeah, the signal was bad. Either way, I think Dylan is very much in the driver's seat. Just the Gino.
Generally, Gino, I don't know, a 3-run homer robbed? That'd be crazy. That would be a huge oh-no moment.
Sure, but Gino making a fool of himself after the Final Four was just petulant and embarrassing.
Robert, tiebreaker, Raymond or Dylan?
I kind of like that Gino's an ass. I kind of like it.
Just generally?
Yeah, if your coach isn't a jerk and everybody else doesn't hate him, it's like that player in the NBA that's like a buzzing fly. What was that? Patrick Beverly?
Oh, God.
Like, it's like Patrick Beverly. You hate Patrick Beverly if you're playing against him, but if he was on your team, you like him. Like, I like when coaches are unlikable.
There's some stuff around Patrick Beverly.
Sure, I'm talking about on the court. When you're playing against that kind of player, like Hines Ward. Nobody liked Hines Ward.
What's the guy for the Grizzlies for a long time? Dylan Brooks.
Oh, Brooks, yeah.
No, Desmond Bain, I think, is like a player for the Magic now.
Okay, well, either way. I mean, that's how I look at it. But I don't care. Pick who you want to. Which one said they love us? Nick said that. That's my vote.
But we don't do the
my
pandering.
vote's for Nick.
So I'm going to say Raymond gets the tickets. Well done by Raymond. And a $100 gift card to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Second hour coming up next.
11:04. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mid Kentucky Downs 104.5 The Zone studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. Michigan are national champs for the second time in program history after defeating UConn 69-63 Monday night in Indianapolis. Michigan took a 4-point lead into the half and did not relinquish it. Elliot Cadeau leading the way with 19 points. In other college basketball news, UNC is hiring former Denver Nuggets head coach Michael Malone to be the coach of the Tar Heels. Malone has never been a head coach at the college level. He won an NBA title with the Denver Nuggets in 2023, a former Sacramento Kings head coach as well. In the portal, which opens today, Tennessee's roster, a mass exodus on both the men's and women's side. On the men's, J.P. Estrella, Bishop Boswell, Jalen Carey among the several players hitting the transfer portal. The Predators fell in a shootout last night at the Kings. It drops them out of the second wildcard spot in the West. They are now 1 point back of the Kings. It's a back-to-back. The Preds at the San Jose Sharks tonight, 9 p.m. is the puck drop. And Nashville Soccer Club takes on Mexican side Club America tonight in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. Kickoff at 7 p.m. at Geodis Park on Fox Sports 2. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
So, because the Titans have a new coach and a new coaching staff, they get a head start. One of 10 teams that are reporting this week for the start of voluntary offseason workouts, for the start of their voluntary offseason workout program. And Robert is alleging that the quarterback or somebody is lying about what time he shows up to work, because the 5 a.m. wake-up call or the 5 a.m. arrival is not what we saw from Cam Ward today. So maybe the facility wasn't available for Cam to be at 5 a.m. today. I'll ask for clarification.
Oh, don't make excuses.
Me, never. Inevitably, your accusations are going to get pinned on me, and I'm going to be the one who said that Cam Ward is lying about what time he shows up to work.
I didn't say he was lying. I said someone. Someone is lying.
Someone is lying.
Not alleging who it is. I just want to know who it is.
Okay. Well, we will do some investigative journalism, hopefully, before the show is done today. Now, they do have pretty good attendance from what they've put out on social media. Jeff Simmons is at the start of voluntary offseason workouts. And again, they will not be on the field for media to see until the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So a lot of meetings, a lot of ramp-up time, a lot of installation going on right now. A lot of new faces, basically. Do you think they play icebreakers when you have 24 new players on the roster? You think they go around the room, say a random fact about yourself?
Yeah, we did that the other day, and Zach Lyons revealed that he was locked in a floor safe as a young child, which none of us knew.
That adds up.
Like, dude.
Was it a fridge or was it a safe?
He said a safe.
I heard him clarify a little bit on cover 2 after the fact, because I had to know more. It happened at Disney, apparently, when he was a small child. Maybe we have Zach on to tell that. I was like, dude, a little less draft talk and like a little more of these things. I want to hear what happened when you get locked in a safe. That derailed us for like 10 minutes in that meeting.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Nobody else had a fun fact after that, right?
Not that fun.
Well, I'm into fitness.
Yeah, that was Robert's.
That was yours.
Fitness hot dog in my mouth.
How many hot dogs? So there's $3 hot dogs at this thing on Thursday?
There were for March Madness. I will be upset. And when I tell you, dude, I ordered 2 of them because you can't see the dogs. They're all like in their metal compartments. And they have all the accoutrement you could ask for. They had chili, cheese, jalapenos, bacon, anything you could think of a hot dog. So I go over there and order 2 hot dogs. And she pulls out the biggest shaboing boing you've ever seen in your life and just slaps it in the bun. I wanted to tell her, like, I had already paid for it. I wanted to be like, no, one is fine. One is fine. But no, if you go to Circa, when they got the hot dog cart out, expect the largest shaboing boing you've ever had.
Yeah, come hang out, see what deals they've got going on for the Masters. We'll be there Thursday.
So Jeff is at the voluntary program. Calvin Ridley is at the voluntary program. John Franklin Myers, Wandale Robinson. I saw Alontae Taylor was in some of the images that they were putting out from the team's account this morning. So we won't, they're not required to disclose attendance to us one way or the other unless we were to ask and they were to be willing to provide such things. If they don't want to do that, they don't have to. Obviously, no injury reports are required at this time of year, so there's not like an availability situation for us to discuss. But it is worth noting that Jeff is there, right? New coaching staff, fresh start for everybody. Jeff doesn't normally show up for the voluntary stuff. He's got his own, for years, he's had his own preferred training plan and method, and I think he spends a good chunk of the offseason in Dallas. But, I guess as a show of good faith, and he did say something to this effect at Robert Saleh's press conference when he was asked about it. It sounds like he wants to be there for as much of it as he can be, and so that's a good sign for Titans fans. They do have a lot of new pieces and parts. It was interesting talking to Saleh about this, and I think I mentioned it last week when I got back from owners' meetings, that him and Dable haven't really talked about player acquisition. It's been more focused on scheme and installation of that, and you would have just assumed, based on who the Titans signed in free agency, that there would have been some kind of meeting with the coaching. Well, not that there wasn't some kind of meeting with the coaching staff about the players that they were getting ready to acquire. I don't mean to allege that. Obviously, that happened. But the idea that there was a back and forth between Dable and Saleh about personnel acquisition, Robert Saleh has said that isn't really where the coaching staff's focus has been on. So it's just been on about making sure things are buttoned up on scheme and the playbooks and things like that as they get ready to roll this thing out this week.
Will we be making a big deal if anybody is not in attendance during voluntary stuff?
Depend on who it is.
Yeah.
Like
let's say what if Jeff isn't?
Well, he is, but it would be a story.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because he missed that stuff last year and then had the best year of his career.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not worried about Jeffrey showing up for this. It's more like a show of good faith thing. It's not like about what he's going to be on the field. It's, okay, team leader, are you going to be present when the rest of the team is present and show that leadership quality? Because obviously when he's on the field, you know what Jeff Simmons can do. Jeff's going to do his job. But that job, he's got a bigger job now, right? It's not just to play interior defensive line for the Titans. It's you are the most important player for the franchise. I mean, Cam is the most important player for the franchise. But Jeff is the best player for the franchise by a mile. Cam has, Cam is making strides to be a good football player first. He's got some work to do on that front. So, yeah, I think if Jeff was to say all these things at locker room cleanout day and say that he was going to be more present for the offseason voluntary stuff and say that he was going to, reach out to Devondre Sweat again and bring him to Dallas this offseason. Obviously, that never happened because Sweat got traded. But they did that. He did that last year with Sweat, and Sweat didn't show up. So it's some of this, I think, is fair to say, okay, Jeff did his part. Somebody like Sweat's got to do his part. But, yeah, if Jeff didn't show up today, I would have talked about it for sure. I would have thought that would have been at least a talking point. I don't know that there's another player on the roster that matters that way that would have, because that was kind of the thing that got Orlovsky in hot water yesterday, right? He went on national television, was basically grandstanding about all the things that Lamar Jackson usually does, where he doesn't show up for the offseason program. And then sure enough, with a new coach and
there he is.
2-week start date, or a 2-week earlier start date, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are both there.
That was...
Because Derrick doesn't show up to that stuff either. Derrick's never done that, as long as I can remember.
He already did something dumber and bet against Taylor Lewan in the Michigan game. Have you guys seen this? Dan's
Orlovsky?
Yes.
My God, stay out of the news, Dan.
I mean, but he's a UConn guy, right? He played at UConn, so that was, I guess, just an alma mater wager.
So now he has to wear a dangly Michigan earring in every on-air, on-camera interview that he does for a month.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
A month? A dangly, this is how it's described, dangly Michigan earring.
That's a hefty price to pay.
Also, that would that would make you feel like off kilter a little bit, like dangling, like something dangling out of your ear. I've never worn earrings, obviously, but I would assume that's going to be uncomfortable.
Man.
If you guys ever want to make a bet with somebody, make it with Dan, because I feel like that dude just cannot get right.
He's just a sitting duck. So, yeah, if you're tired of off-season talk, there's a little bit of difference in your off-season talk. The players are in the building starting today. And Robert thinks that somebody's lying about what time Cam shows up to work.
I don't think I know. I know somebody's lying. Either Cam is lying or they're lying. It's that simple. It's not true. One of them ain't true. One of them is not right.
All right. Very good. 615-737-1045 is the number. Mock Draft Tuesday. Next.
Tuesday. I wish it were draft day, 'cause that's my fun day. I don't have to mock day. It's just another mock draft Tuesday.
It is indeed Mock Draft Tuesday. We are in officially draft month. Speaking of which, draft show, the live draft show. Well, it's not just a draft show. Hell, we might be talking about more free agents at this Cosell thing than we will draft picks, given the sheer volume of new players that have been added to this roster, 23 via free agency or trades. And what do they have, 7 picks right now? They still have a 7th rounder. They did a pick swap for that Solomon Thomas deal with the Cowboys. So, yeah, 7 picks right now. I would love for them to get rid of that 7th round pick in some form or fashion if they could. That'd be great. Mock Draft Tuesday, ESPN.com has a new mock draft out. It's Peter Schrager, who does a lot of work for NFL Live. Is he still doing sidelines for Fox? Or has that gone away?
I couldn't tell you one sideline reporter other than Evan Washburn.
Well, he does the CBS games with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, right?
You know Lisa Salters.
Miss Lisa?
Miss Lisa.
Oh, does she do sidelines?
Yeah, Monday Night Football.
I know who she is. I just don't know what the hell. Before I even got in radio, I didn't know who the hell any of these people were. It makes no difference to me who's calling the game or who's on the sidelines. But Peter Schrager is super plugged in, and this mock is all over the place, from the first wide receiver selected to the order selection he has to where he has guys going. He's pretty plugged in. Normally I would go, well, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but he does. He does know what he's talking about. But it's kind of opposing what a lot of the other information we've got out of the draft is.
Now that we're officially in draft month, what is your level of excitement for the draft, Robert? Because there's no question that you are the most draft excitable person that we have.
I'm excited for the process of the draft, but as a Ravens fan of this draft, I just think it's going to suck. I don't think that any of their needs are going to fall to where they are on the board.
They're 14 in the first round?
And it's not really, there's just, they pick at 14. That's the ass end of the first round prospects. I just don't think anyone that's going to wow me is they're going to select. I feel like everywhere they pick, they're going to be right at the end of the runs and the trends, and I'm not looking forward to that, but I always looking forward to the draft. Always looking forward to prognosticating about who do you think this guy's going to pick? Every single pick. That's the best part.
I mean, it could be I get your perspective and understanding the way that the draft class may fall or where the depth in the draft is. It may not help you the way that you need help or that your team needs help right now, but it's better than your entire season basically being the offseason. I mean, I think, I don't want to speak for you, Lucas, but I'm so tired of the more important part of the Titans season being the draft. It would be wonderful if the football season mattered in a consequential way where it hasn't for 4 years now.
Yeah, I think Titans fans would be in agreement.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, there is a huge economy in the draft, and I do think that there is a chunk of people that enjoy the offseason more than they do the actual season, but that's probably because they're rooting for bad football teams like Jets and Browns and lately the Titans and all these other things. Hey, either way, so it's pretty status quo, though, at least where the top of the draft goes at this point in time. Raiders won, Mendoza. I heard, where was I? I think I was listening to Dan Patrick's podcast or something like that, and somebody had alleged that Kirk Cousins meant that they may not draft Fernando Mendoza. And I thought that was a bit silly. There's no way that 37-year-old Kirk Cousins is going to prevent you from drafting a quarterback number 1 overall if you're the Raiders.
That's a wild opinion.
I thought you know what? To their credit, hadn't heard it anywhere else. That's pretty stark departure from reality. So, Mendoza 1, David Bailey 2 to the Jets. Arizona goes edge at 3 in this mock draft. Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. And then Jeremiah Love to the Titans at 4. So this is the blurb. He mentions that Peter Schrager interviewed Mike Borgonzi on his podcast. And in that interview, Borgonzi made pointed statements about Robert Saleh's previous teams always having waves of pass rushers That might suggest Tennessee could think about Bailey or Reese if they are still on the board, or perhaps even Miami's Reuben Bain Jr., but I just don't think the Titans will pass on Love. This is a dynamic player who can do it all. He ran for 1,372 yards and 18 touchdowns last season. If it's a choice between Reuben Bain and Jeremiah Love, where do we think they go?
Oh, man, that's hard.
Well, let's make it a little easier. Robert, do you have that Daniel Jeremiah audio? Do you know where he was appearing?
I believe it was with Peter Schrager on the Schrager Hour.
Okay, very good. So Peter Schrager, whose mock draft this is. Let's hear from Daniel Jeremiah on the Titans pick.
Yeah, the other thing is, I know people are listening or watching and go, well, what about Reuben Bain? There's another pass rusher there. The stuff that I've got out of Tennessee is I don't think they're a huge Bain team. Now, look, we'll see how accurate that ends up being. But I was told that was not their guy, so we'll see. Yeah, the other thing is,
we talked about that at the Combine, right? That they had some legit apprehensions about Reuben Bain. And so it seems, after you've done the tape study and things like that, that they, at least according to Daniel Jeremiah and wherever else he's getting his information, and we know Daniel Jeremiah's information to be good, that Reuben Bain maybe should not be in consideration for the Titans. Again, we talked about this at the Combine.
Schrager has Bain going at 8 to New Orleans.
The thing, he has been dropping nuggets all week this week. He was on with Mina earlier.
Jeremiah.
And questioned Jordan Tyson's toughness. Said that, if you go back and find the clip, he's just not glowing about questioning what a player is. And that is not the kind of guy. He's almost like Charles Davis in the fact that he's not going to downplay or become downtrodden about a player's shortcomings. But for him to say that about Jordan Tyson and question his toughness, and a lot of people are coming to Jordan Tyson's rescue saying, Hines Ward wouldn't have a player that wasn't tough playing for him, and all the local beat guys there, he worked out at practice every day. Well, that still doesn't make him tough. You don't know what, you can still do all those things and not be what he's alleging that you are. So DJ's just been dropping crazy nuggets. And the reason I think that's important in this context is Schrager has him going before Carnell Tate. He has Jordan Tyson at 9 to the Kansas City Chiefs, Carnell Tate falling all the way to 11 to the Miami Dolphins. And that would oppose what Daniel Jeremiah is saying, that Carnell Tate would be taken in the top 5 picks. So we have a little source off here.
Daniel Jeremiah, when he came on with us, what was that, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Said he's surprised he hasn't heard more about Carnell Tate to the Jets at 2. So the difference between 2 and 11, pretty stark here. And Miami needs everything at this point, given that they traded Jalen Waddle away, everything but a starting running back because they still have A-Chain. But, who's more likely to slide that's being talked about at least as a top 10 prospect between Tate, Tyson, and Bain?
Well, Tyson's got the injury stuff.
And apparently a toughness component that is being questioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with Tyson. I think you know what you're getting with Carnell Tate. You know what you're getting with Reuben Bain, their shortcomings and their lack of, in Bain's case, lack of measurables. Carnell Tate's case, lack of uber production opposite another superstar. I think either one of those dudes, you know what you're getting. Tyson is a mixed bag. It could be anything. It could even be Carnell Tate.
Schrager also says, or does not have Ty Simpson going in the first round.
I think your dream of Ty Simpson at 2 is slowly dying.
My dream?
Yes, your SEC propaganda. You can't have a national champion in anything this year, so instead you're going to try and propagate this middling quarterback to the 2nd overall pick or the 3rd overall pick.
Oh, well, believe me, I'm not worried about that. The SEC is going to have the most first-round draft picks. That's not something I'm worried about.
Oh, the conciliatory, the losers lament. Listen to him.
Do you really think that? Do you think that Ohio State having 5 first-rounders, Clemson having 3 first-rounders, that wouldn't impact the SEC having the most first-round picks? Because in this current, let's go through this. How many SEC picks are in this current mock draft? 1, no. 2, no. 3, no. 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. 7, no. 8, no. 9, no. 10,
10's
yes.
the first one.
So, 10's the first one. So, one SEC player selected in the top 10. 11, 12, no. 13, 14, no. 15, this is your dream. They have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting Jermod McCoy.
Yes.
And then later in the 20s at
Monroe Freeling.
29, Colton Hood.
Yeah,
so your
Colton
dream
Hood.
of having two
Kansas City.
players at the same position drafted, that could be good.
That's 6. That would be 6, according to Schrager.
Oh, only 6.
That'd be what was last year was like
37.
it was like 15 or 14.
This would be, God, I got to
But
do
he
the
said it with
research on
such
this.
confidence.
I did.
He said it with the kind of arrogance that Tiger Woods answered that phone with. No, I'm talking to the president. No, I know the SEC will have the most first-round picks. Don't even consider anything else until we actually do the math and discover, no, they're probably not even, they're going to have as many as Ohio State will. Your conference is down bad.
Counting.
This is sad almost. It's sad to watch all the last gasps of relevance.
Schrager has 12 Big Ten. Well, I'm not going to count Oregon and USC.
No. I'm sorry. That's not how this works anymore. You then also don't get to count Texas and Oklahoma. You child.
Yep. I don't think either of them have any first-round draft picks, do they?
In 2010 and 2015, the SEC only produced 7 first-round picks. That is the fewest.
Wow.
So not only will they not have the most, they may in fact have the fewest ever.
They set the record last year with 15. Well, actually tied the record with 15. 2020 also had 15 SEC players.
So sorry, what year did you say they had 7?
2010 and 2015.
Okay. Oh man, it's gonna be tight. It's going to be tight.
How could you have got that more wrong?
They're still going to have the most first-round picks. Dude, you might as well be an MTSU fan or an ECU fan. You might as well come on to the American, dude, and just enjoy that.
It looks like a good time. They have fun over in
Do
the
we already
American.
have the football schedule? We don't know the dates, right?
We do.
Oh, dang.
For college?
Yeah, I'm about to start planning our homecoming trip.
You said that last year, and then you didn't follow through on that.
Well, nobody wants to fly to Raleigh and then drive an hour and a half.
I literally told you I would.
We'll see. Hold on. Let me look. I'm looking.
Okay.
By the way, no ECU players getting drafted. They all transferred to Power 4 schools. So
the Titans, Robert, have addressed similar allegations to what you put out there.
yeah, I saw, but it doesn't really answer my question.
Did they?
The Mettenberger, a Titans Twitter account, I guess, quote tweeted the video of Cam with the caption, "First one in the building," and said, "I heard Cam got there so early, they had to ask him to go back outside so the social team could get the shot of him walking in." And the Titans responded with just the shushing emoji.
Are they bailing him out? Oh, traffic was bad.
Well, maybe
Sorry.
they're bailing themselves out by saying, "Oh my God, we weren't here at 4:30 to get the quarterback walking in."
I just want clarification. I would like an official notice and not just a shh emoji. I don't think that holds up in court.
It's very nebulous, right? It leaves some additional stuff to the imagination.
Ooh,
I'm sure Cam appreciated the fact that no, go back outside so we can get you on video.
God, we need the Titans date so I can figure out when you guys can go to this. They're playing in Charlotte on November 14th. We could go to that game. It's a Saturday.
Who are they playing?
Charlotte.
Oh, the 49ers.
Yeah, we won't have the NFL schedule until
like a month,
mid-May.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We all take a day off. Homecoming, senior day against Florida Atlantic, November 27th. It's a Friday. We take Friday off. We fly up Thursday. Get
That's Thanksgiving week.
Oh, well, Buck doesn't do Thanksgiving anyway.
No, he hates his family.
Yeah,
but I do.
Well,
you do too, right?
Yeah, I do too.
I hate your families?
No, I love them.
Oh, okay.
Love you, Dada.
Well, I told the two of you what's happening to me this weekend.
What's happening this weekend?
Upon my mom's request, my sister is interested in moving to Nashville.
Oh, very nice.
And so, under great duress and protest by me, I'm going to allow Lily to live in my house for 3 months.
What? You're going to have
for 3 months, and then she has to get her own apartment. But she gets 3 months of runway to figure it the hell out
and free
then get
rent?
out of my house.
Free rent?
I'm not going to make her pay rent. I don't. It's fine.
Dude, what are you going to do?
Probably stay at a hotel.
How are you going to tell her about your debaucherous lifestyle? Are you going to explain it to her? You going to give her some
Probably
earmuffs?
do that at the hotel.
Best Western, get ready. Oh, no, you're a Marriott Bonvoy member.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're Best Western. Get out of here.
Let me know. I'll get Cheyenne to hook you up.
I don't know how that's going to go. I think Lily may hate that. So we'll see. Anyway, so no big protest about Jeremiah Love at 4, right? Do we think that Love over Bain is the right decision for this football team right now? I'm in favor of Love over Bain.
Sure.
Given that they don't seem to be very hot on the Miami pass rusher, they may be interested in what's the other one's name? Mesidor?
Akeem Mesidor.
Mesidor, who's probably not a first-round pick, and is, as Robert pointed out yesterday, going to be 25 years old when the season starts.
My only question is, if you've been listening to Todd McShay lately, he has totally changed his opinion that 10 wide receivers are going in the top 50. He thinks the lack of pass rushing options, legitimate pass rushers in this draft, is going to push the pass rushers up, push the wide receivers down. So if the Titans do go pass rusher at 4, it's almost imperative that they go pass rusher at the top of 2 if they would like to get a marquee name, because these guys are going to go fast. Whether Akeem Mesidor is a first rounder or not,
he's a good player.
It's a good player. It's a ready-made player. Like, his age is a detriment as far as like developmental runway goes, but he's like the Tyler Shuck argument last year. He's closer to a finished product than his classmates are because of his age. If you go back and look at his tape, he was beating the hell out of all these 18, 19, and 20-year-olds Miami was playing. He was a grown man out there. So, I mean, if you got him in the second round, that's a nice spot, especially in this class where everybody, it feels like, is 24 or 25. The Titans fans' beloved Logan Jones will turn 25 when the season starts. So, I mean, just an older class. We're just going to have to accept that about this draft.
Somebody in the chat suggests on the day that you want to go to ECU's homecoming that we have a fill-in day hosted by Cheyenne, Robert's fiance, by T-Rack, and by my sister, Lily. Who would be worse at that?
Oh, Lord. Cheyenne would cuss too quickly. Zach wouldn't know how to dump it. We wouldn't know what to do in that case. Cheyenne would get me fired.
And the mascot doesn't speak, right?
Yeah,
so it would basically be like having Lucas, except just looking at, instead of looking at menu items for a restaurant that he's not prepared to take us to, it'd be, I don't know, what do raccoons eat? Trash?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Titans trash talk with him would be fun, though. He would be good with that.
That's actually a pretty clever concept.
He'd be well-versed.
Oh, like have him at games, like walking around Titans trash talk with T-Rack.
There's not a mascot that talks, right?
There better not be.
Doesn't the volunteer talk? Isn't he like a real dude?
Well, they have the dog.
He'd be hollering. No, that don't count. He ain't the mascot. The volunteer's the mascot. Same thing with West Virginia.
Wait, Smokey's the mascot.
Yeah, but
he don't do nothing. He just comes out and
wears his little blanket.
Right. The real mascot is the volunteer, the dude with the coonskin hat.
Well, he's out there. There is somebody dressed as Smokey as well as the real Smokey. So, like, a mascot in the full getup cannot speak. It is forbidden. But yeah, like the leprechaun at Notre Dame can talk.
Do you know how much mascots make?
Pretty good amount of money. You got to go to school for that. Like, they have classes just like clown college.
It's like $500,000.
It's not easy. I told y'all I was a mascot in high school. It's not easy.
You weren't a $500,000 mascot.
What was y'all's mascot?
The Black Knights.
So you were in a
suit of armor?
Yeah, like a plastic suit of armor.
That's awesome.
I rode in on a horse. I had like a big flag.
No, you did not ride a horse.
I do this. I say every time I say this, you guys are like, "Oh, you don't do that."
You need proof.
I'll find a picture.
That's awesome.
What was your mascot?
Eagle, lame.
Yeah, Tiger.
Lame.
Saying there's so many
Anytime
tigers.
there's like bulldogs or it's always dumb.
Black Knight is better.
It's pretty good. 615-737-1045 is the number. We'll get you updated on Nashville SC and the Preds, who had a missed opportunity last night. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Got a big game at Geodis Park tonight. So you've got Nashville SC versus Club America. It's leg one of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinals. Lucas, what do we need to know? You're not on the call tonight, but you will be in attendance?
I'll be there. I'll be covering it. It is not an MLS regular season or playoff game, so we are not on the 104.5 The Zone call. You can watch it on FS2 tonight. So Nashville, a few weeks ago, got past Inter Miami. We talked about it in the round of 16 in CONCACAF Champions Cup, which is the hardest competition to win in North America. Think UEFA Champions League, but the North American version, CONCACAF Champions Cup. So Nashville is in the competition because it won U.S. Open Cup. You qualify for the competition by reaching finals, by winning trophies. So Nashville is here. They got past the Inter Miami and Lionel Messi hump, and they are now in the final 8 teams, essentially, in the entirety of North America and Central America, Caribbean as well. Nashville is facing Club America, which is the most successful team in the history of this competition, the most successful and biggest club in Mexican soccer history, the most historic club in Mexico, located in Mexico City. It's 2 legs. First leg is tonight. The second leg is next Tuesday in Mexico City, and it's an aggregate score over the 2 games. The first tiebreaker, if the aggregate score is tied, is away goals. So hugely important for Nashville to try and keep a clean sheet tonight and have that advantage going into next week if it's a tightly contested tie over 2 fixtures. So big opportunity, one of the biggest opportunities in club history to get a result this week and next week and advance to the semifinal of a competition that MLS teams have historically struggled.
Why? Just talent?
Talent disparity has been a factor, sure. The Mexican League has largely dominated this competition. MLS teams struggle going to Mexico. They struggle to play in those environments.
And Club America is a Mexican team?
In Mexico City, yes. Okay. It is the biggest club in Mexico. Thank you for listening to the show. So the fans are going to be there tonight, by the way. Like, Geodis Park is going to be buzzing tonight. We talked about it. Last time Nashville played Club America, it was in Leagues Cup in 2023 in that crazy run to the final. 18 Club America fans were detained that day, running onto the field, throwing stuff onto the field. It was a crazy finish. The game went to penalty kicks. Club America thought they had won, but there was a very late review to show that the keeper, who is injured and is not playing for them this week, which is big, the keeper came off his line early to save the penalty. And so they allowed Nashville to retake the penalty. It was scored. Nashville won. Club America fans did not like it. It's one of the biggest fan bases, honestly, on the planet, because Mexico City is one of the biggest cities on the planet. So it's going to be a great environment tonight. Club America is one of the best teams in Mexico this season. They've run into a recent stretch of form that isn't so great. Nashville is also coming off its first loss of the season at Chicago on Saturday. Club America wants to keep the ball. They're excellent defensively. They do have a backup goalkeeper. We'll see if that's a factor. Nashville's got to be clinical. They have to be able to take their chances in front of goal, which they did not do in the first leg against Miami, but they did survive and move past Miami in the round of 16. But going to Mexico City next week is a whole other thing. I mean, it's a huge challenge with the way the fans are on top of you, the travel aspect, just everything about it is so much more challenging than going to even the toughest places to play in Major League Soccer.
Well, fun. So when you say you're covering the game, what do you mean?
I mean, I'll be there. I'll
sit there in the press box?
Talking to, I tend to not sit in the press box. I tend to go down, find a spot to watch the game in the concourse.
So you're using your press pass for a free ticket?
Well, I'll be covering the game. I'll be talking to BJ Callahan. I'll be interviewing a Nashville player for our pregame show Saturday.
But you're going to sit in the stands?
I'll be roaming. I'll be in the press box for some of it. I'll be in the stands for some of it.
Okay.
The press box is like, it's night and day. Taking in a game from a press box as opposed to being in there.
Oh, yeah, the press box is the professional environment, and to sit in the stands is to be a fan.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe our radio booth will not be being in use by CONCACAF, and I'll just go in there and open the window. But, it's a huge...
Now I just have a visual of you going up there for the free... The only reason that you're going to go into the press box is because the food is free.
Well,
I feel like I've sniffed out your strategy.
There are many factors, yes. Yeah. But, no, I do want an opportunity to talk to BJ Callahan and Nashville players post-game about one of the biggest opportunities here in club history. But I cannot overemphasize how special the environment could be today with the Mexican fans in the building at Geodis Park. There are many Club America fans residing in the city of Nashville that will be in attendance. So it should be a highly contentious atmosphere, even more so, I would say, than the Miami game a couple of weeks ago.
Robert, when's the last time you've been to a soccer game? Is it the last one you and I went to?
Yeah, I think that's it.
So that's, 3 years ago?
No.
Couple years ago.
No, it was last season. We went to one last season.
I definitely did not go to a game.
Oh, I'm thinking about the concert at Geodis. Yeah, it's probably been 2 seasons then.
Yeah, at least. What would it take for you to be interested in the soccer team?
Oh, that, what's it called? Captain's Club, Admiral Club. What's it called?
Captain's Club.
So food.
Dude, have you been up there to the Captain's Club for a game?
I don't think so.
It is insane.
It's a good situation.
It is like when I tell you go up there and you're like, yeah, I expect some hot dogs, some nachos, maybe a couple free drinks or something. You get in there and it's like braised Wagyu short ribs and capybara rice pilaf. Like it is the most eclectic.
What is it with you and capybara?
Oh, because
we've discovered what he's been ordering on the black food market.
Because you tried to call me out and say that I was lying, that capybara meat is passable for Lent, and you were incorrect in calling me out for that, and it's just been stuck on my mind. And the zoo is getting a new capybara exhibit. They have a baby capybara. Me and Cheyenne went to go check it out last week.
Make you hungry?
It's very cute.
It is. They're very cute.
They have like a little pool in his room. Like I don't know if you guys have been to this section of the zoo. It's kind of the newer part, but like the Komodo dragon, and then they have another section that's like a medical wing where they have like younger animals that they're nursing, and they've got him in this little like doctor's office room with some toys and a little pool, and they have a sign up that's like, be careful, the noise outside of the glass is louder than it is like outside to you. It's more loud inside for him. And you could tell when it got loud, he got like a little nervous and like scooted down into his pool and just like hippoed his little head up over the corner. It was so cute. I would have stole him if the windows open.
I love capybaras.
Yeah, me too.
I love just seeing them.
Great
just in
So,
their big packs.
I asked that in the context of they're the best team in the city by a mile.
Yeah, easily right now. Yeah.
Are they drawing? Like, do people go?
Yeah, the environments have been great. I mean, obviously the Miami game was packed.
No,
right?
but I mean like an average game for a team that's, I mean, they've won a trophy, right? They've gotten better. They play an exciting style of soccer.
They do.
Relative to
score a lot of goals.
The rest of MLS. So, like, what's it going to take for people to, like, really, really buy in? Because I and you can tell me if I'm wrong about this. I haven't been in a couple of years.
The crowds have absolutely been there. It's an interesting question because there will always, to an extent in the United States, be a dividing line, right, between the people that are soccer people and the ones that just aren't going to have interest in the sport. But little by little, there is some carryover, right, that people kind of jump on the bandwagon, whether to a large or small degree. This summer feels pretty important in that effort. In 1994, that was a huge step for the growth of the game in the U.S. MLS came 2 years after. MLS was basically established because of the success of the FIFA World Cup in the United States in 94.
But the dialogue around Team USA in the World Cup is that we got no shot.
It doesn't help. Yeah, the dialogue around Team USA does not help right now going into this World Cup. There's not been as much progress with the men's national team in the last decade, let's say, as you would like with the amount of runway they've had.
Like, I don't want to know, as somebody who wants to be, like I told you, I'm even reading, The Athletic does a great soccer newsletter. I'm trying to, like, learn more about what's going on globally with the game and things like that. Like, I don't want to be, this idiot that asks you every time, okay, Club America's the biggest Mexican soccer team or whatever, when you've already just said that to me in the same segment. So, like, I want to care, but if I already know that Team USA is DOA before the World Cup even begins, I feel like that works actively to the detriment of MLS.
Well, it's about making a run. I mean, it's about getting out of your group. It's about winning a knockout round game. Like, the United States has judged success in World Cups. Like, there are very few countries that have won World Cups. I could list them for you, but we don't need to do that.
No, can you give us just a couple?
I could probably sit here and tell you the World Cup winner and host going back to like the 50s.
Let's just do 2010. Could you give us 2010?
Going back to the 50s?
In 2010, Spain won over the Netherlands in the final in South Africa, final in Johannesburg. Andres Iniesta in extra time with the 116th minute game winner.
Okay. Oh, this is fun. 1986.
Classic. Mexico, Argentina, Diego Maradona's World Cup.
And this is the World Cup?
Yes.
Hold on. I gotta.
Now he's looking up to make sure he's got the years right for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said it was what?
1986, Maradona and Argentina won the World Cup in Mexico.
Over
fact
who?
checking him?
Over who?
Oh, was it West Germany?
Yes. Who was third place?
Not England.
France. I don't even care.
France.
Dude,
Yeah.
The fact that you even got close is crazy.
out of his ass.
This is my, like...
This is like your superpower? Okay, 19. What do you think the farthest date back you can pull is?
Oh, man. I mean, I can tell you about 1930 because it was the first ever World Cup in Uruguay, won by Uruguay. Italy won in 1934.
Have we just been doing the wrong show around you because you have never cared this much about anything else that we've done?
Let's do 1967.
No, it was 66, and that's England's only World Cup. They won it at home.
Yeah, but who won in 67?
Well, nobody. There was in a World Cup in 67.
Oh, my dude, how did you know that?
Because it's every 4 years, Bert.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you had to do this dude, so when I said...
It's every 4 years. That's why it's so special.
So
The
when I
fact
said
that we don't even know that.
I said 1986, it just happened to land on a 4
Well, that's what I was saying.
I thought you had a list of the years.
No,
you really didn't know it's every 4 years?
No, I just said a date. I thought this happened every year. Okay, 1990.
I think it's hopeless for you and me.
1990, West Germany won. It was hosted in Italy, actually. It was in Italy.
Oh, so they got their face back from 1986, where they came in second place.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Jurgen Klinsmann, who went on to coach the U.S. men's national team eventually, was the lead scorer in that tournament.
Oh, yeah, Jurgen. Know him well.
Yeah.
Know Jurgen well.
Yeah.
Daryl is alleging that we did not know, that we're not good enough friends with Lucas, that we didn't know that this was his party trick until 5 years into our relationship.
I'm telling you, I don't know. It just slowly built up over time. Like, as a kid, I would literally just watch every goal of every World Cup that's ever happened. Like, it's just been my obsession my entire life.
I don't think I can do that for anything.
For sports?
Like,
just anything?
For anything. Like,
no, I would not be able to give you insight on anything from the 1930s. You are correct.
Give me one more on the way out.
1982.
82 is Italy.
1972.
Oh, there wasn't one in 72. There was one in 70 that Brazil won in Mexico.
How did my math get
It was
messed
Pele's
up?
last World Cup.
1978?
78. Oh, Argentina.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final hour next.
12:04. Good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs 104.5 The Zone studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. Michigan, national champs for the second time in program history. First since '89 after beating UConn 69-63 in Indy. Michigan took a 4-point lead into the break and did not relinquish it. Elliot Cadeau led the way, 19 points. Meanwhile, the transfer portal opens today in college hoops, and there has been a massive exodus from both the men's and women's teams at the University of Tennessee. On the men's side, J.P. Estrella, Bishop Boswell, Jalen Carey, Cade Phillips, and others reportedly hitting the portal. And in college hoops news, UNC is hiring former Denver Nuggets championship-winning head coach Michael Malone to lead the Tar Heels. Malone has never been a head coach in the college ranks. The Predators fell in a shootout last night at the Kings. It drops them out of that second wild card spot in the West. Now 1 point back of the Kings. It's a back-to-back. Tonight, the Preds are at the Anaheim Ducks, 9 p.m., the puck drop. And Nashville Soccer Club takes on Mexican side Club America tonight in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. at Geodis Park on Fox Sports 2. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
So everything that Josh Heupel says about who is going to start for the Vols at quarterback this upcoming season is going to be hyper-scrutinized, hyper-analyzed, over-discussed, much debated, unless there's just a component of the fan base that wants one player definitively over the other. Welcome back to the final hour of the radio show. Robert, Lucas, and me with you until 1 o'clock. 615-737-1045 is the number if you would like to get involved. The F&M Bank chat is at your disposal. If you would like to stream the show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch. Lucas, who won the World Cup in 1938?
Oh, 38 was Italy. Italy's first World Cup.
It was a layup for him. I thought I was going to get him with a 30s, but no. Yes, we've discovered Lucas's party trick and his superpower, which is to basically just tell us what happened in the World Cup every year that the World Cup has existed, dating back to the 30s. So, the Vols quarterback battle between Faison Brandon and George McIntyre. We're not really considering this transfer quarterback in the mix, though Josh Heupel is doing everything at every turn to say, no, wide open competition. Everybody's going to get a chance. Everybody is going to get some level of reps here. Now, we know that Josh Heupel is guarded in press conferences anyway, so it's tough to really try to read into anything that he says one way or the other, because I'm not saying this as a knock from Josh Heupel. I understand why he does it. You just don't learn much as far as competitive things on the field and personnel decisions that they make from Josh Heupel.
That is a fair observation.
So what we do instead is we outsource these things to people that cover the Vols, like Austin Price, who made he's on every Tuesday with the morning show? Okay, every Tuesday with the morning show. And, of course, he does his work for VolQuest, and Austin Price had this to say this morning with Ramon and Will.
Yeah, I thought George had a slightly going into the spring, just because he's been in the system for a year. I think that lead is gone. I think it's pretty even here as we exit spring, and it'll be a hotly contested battle going into fall camp. Faison's had a solid spring. By no means has he been perfect. He's made mistakes. Threw a pick six last Thursday. He also came back 2 series later after Georgia rotated in for a series in between and threw a seed to Deshaun Brame, who outran the secondary for a touchdown. So I mean, he's had some goods. George did not turn the ball over like he did in the first scrimmage. In the second scrimmage, he cleaned that up, but he did hold on to the ball a little bit too long, and all those things, he has to clean up. So again, still wide open competition. I think it's pretty even as the exit spring, and I think for George, he's got to just he's got to process things faster, get the ball out of his hands. I think play a little more loose. I think, again, I covered quite everything to golf. It's easy to go to the driving range with a big open field and hit the ball straight because there's no pressure. You go to the first tee and you got a pond on the left and woods on the right, and things get a little bit more a little more antsy, a little more anxious, a lot more pressure to try to find the fairway. Last year when he was playing in fall camp, he was the number 3. Nobody thought anything about it. He knew there was no pressure on him. He's playing with house money. Kind of the way Faison's played this spring. A little bit of house money, right?
If all things are even, that's Austin Price with the morning show. You can check it out. I'm sure they posted that on YouTube too, right?
Yeah. 1045 is on YouTube page.
Available on the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, you should do that. If all things are equal, for the most part, or things pretty even, heading into spring ball, or I guess we're in spring ball.
Spring
heading
game.
into the spring. Yeah, but what is the spring game? It's
orange and white game. It's a scrimmage.
Okay. But wasn't the format different last year? Or the actual game?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it this year. It's not going to be televised for the second straight year.
We'll be on Vol Network.
Vol Network. We'll have coverage right here on the Zone of it Saturday afternoon. But this is the new era of college football. You don't want to display your young talent on national TV, even with the lack of a post-spring transfer portal. But it is an opportunity for both of those guys to get on the field at Neyland with fans in attendance. It's free for Tennessee fans at Neyland Stadium. And a chance to, I would think, set some sort of tone heading into the summer. You don't take any large takeaways from what happens in the spring game. I think you used to. Spring games there used to be more anticipation, I feel like, leading up to these matchups because they were on TV and it was your first chance to get to know your young team, your new recruiting class, and maybe your quarterback battle. But it's tough now when it's almost hard to even bother with getting to know the younger players on a football team, right? With the amount of turnover.
Yeah, no, for sure. So to go back to my initial question, if things are pretty close to even, and put yourself in Josh Heupel's shoes, I would want the more experienced quarterback, and I understand that experience in this sense is, a little, it's got quotations around it, or you're doing air quotes around experience because it's not like he's played in live game action, real live game SEC action, but he's got experience in the system. If I'm Josh Heupel, I'd rather have McIntyre if things are pretty close to even.
The fact, I'm kind of looking at it the other way around. If things are that even right now, to me, that means George McIntyre has not fully taken advantage of kind of the head start that he has in being in this offense for longer than Faison Brandon. So if they're even at this point, if they're already even, as Austin Price puts it, to me, that means Faison Brandon has made up some of that ground, and it's going to come down to who gives the team the best chance to win and who has the higher ceiling. And from a recruiting profile perspective, the higher ceiling, the more traits would be Faison Brandon. The number 1, number 2 quarterback in his entire class, depending on who you look at.
That doesn't mean best chance to win, though.
No, not directly. Not directly. But I do think that was the biggest thing that McIntyre had in his favor. And because you say you'd want the more experienced quarterback. Well, neither of them are experienced. Neither of them have any experience playing under the lights in meaningful moments. McIntyre has experience
in the system.
In the system as the third stringer for an entire season.
Yeah.
And playing a handful of snaps in non-pressure situations. I don't know how much of a needle mover that is.
But I'm saying if I'm the coach, he's not in a hot seat situation yet, but there is at least some level of dialogue around, okay, time to show some meaningful growth and improvement here. You're now a year removed from being in the college football playoff, more than a year removed from being in the college football playoff, and the expectation for that program. I mean, I don't know. We were talking about the Lady Vols earlier, and that there's no reason, your statement was there's no reason the Lady Vols shouldn't be competing for Final Fours every year. I'm sure Tennessee football fans feel similarly about their program, even though it's been a long time since they've been at that level.
Yeah, I think, by the way, some staff announcements are being made about Kim Caldwell's staff, so she ain't going anywhere. They're hiring staffers.
Right.
But I do think,
which is correct. Unless we said earlier, unless there's something that you can definitively point to that she did that caused all of these problems, she should get an opportunity to rebound here.
In terms of there not being a reason for Tennessee football to be there, I'm with you in the resources they have. They have not. This is where the being in everything school comes into play, because Tennessee has not poured the amount of money into football that programs like Ohio State and Georgia have. don't think Ohio State cares about their baseball team. Like, they're going to field one, but I don't think there's going to be very heavy investment. Same with Georgia. Hell, with Georgia, it even applies to men's basketball. Like, they hired a fired retread from their rival in Mike White. And if you can get us to the tournament, great. We're going to be over here trying to win football championships. Tennessee has a bit of a different approach. Tennessee wants to be relevant in every sport, which is something I can respect. But this can get contentious. This is a hot topic with fans. Does it matter to you to be in everything school and be at a certain level in every major sport? Softball's really good right now. Basketball making 3 straight Elite Eights. Football reasonably in the CFP discussion. Or do you care about the 1 or 2 things to really siphon the money towards? People are split on that. But if you want to point out reasons why Tennessee is not at the top right now, the investment isn't there at the level that it is maybe at a Texas or Ohio State. It used to be the talent ground, that Tennessee wasn't as talent-rich a state as Georgia or Texas or Florida. Maybe that doesn't matter as much anymore with the portal. But there are more reasons for Tennessee football, unfortunately, to not be at the top than there are for women's basketball, which to me there are next to no reasons.
You guys want to know my biggest takeaway from that clip?
Yep.
If you guys listen, and you should because Austin has a lot of great info, I cannot hear an Austin Price interview without just hyper-focusing on, he just says, He does say, 500 times a clip.
Ooh. Do we have crutches?
I'm sure we do.
I used to. I used to bad.
No, we all do.
But just in this clip, I think in 5 seconds you hear him say it twice.
I think for George, he's got to just,
It almost sounds like a meow. Like when people used to, you seen Super Troopers?
Yeah.
When they're doing the meow bit.
No, yeah. Listen here.
It almost sounds like he's doing a bit, a little.
The meow.
And George needs to start right.
That's what I'm saying.
Meow.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Sorry, are you saying meow? Meow, what do you think?
At the end of it, he looks at him, he's like, only 9.
Yeah.
Meow.
Yeah,
Super Troopers is so good, dude.
It doesn't get the love it deserves.
That cast of people, because they did Beer Fest, they did Super Troopers, they did a couple of movies
It's like
that.
Blue Lizard is the production company.
Yeah.
They're all excellent. But yeah, so it's every time you focus on that part of Austin Price's verbal tick, shall we call it? I think a Super Troopers.
Do I look like a cat to you? Am I jumping around all nimbly-bimbly from tree to tree?
I love when they chug the syrup. Use those lips. Those strong lips.
Such a good movie.
I need to rewatch that. Philip is in Hendersonville.
Hey, guys. So I was listening in, and then Lucas showed his superpower, and I think I was as blown away as Bird is. But it did remind me, and I didn't know, I already asked Bird, but I was curious if y'all guys had ever seen where they tested Sean McVay's photographic memory.
Yes.
It's almost, that's the level of impressive that was to me. So just wanted to say that. Appreciate you, fellas.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you for the call. So if you're not familiar with what he's referencing there, they would ask Sean McVay about various situations from years ago, like not necessarily even with the Rams, but like his time with the Commanders.
It's crazy.
And he is able to give you or give them the exact down and distance situation, personnel, all these different things. So while Lucas's isn't quite in that detail, it is.
No.
But it's this, like, buddy, we asked you about the 1938 World Cup, and you had it off the top of your head. I know it was Italy, but still.
Okay, hang on. 1958.
Oh, please. Brazil's first World Cup. Pelé, 17-year-old Pelé in Sweden, against Sweden in the final. 17-year-old Pelé led Brazil after promising his father he would do it when he saw how devastated his father was in the disaster of 1950 when Brazil lost to Uruguay at home.
Are you just watching, like, biographies or like...
It's just like a slow accumulation of things, of just reading things and watching things and just obsessing over things.
Who did they beat?
Who, Brazil?
Yeah.
Sweden, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the host nation.
You know who the third place team was?
Oh, no, you got me there.
France.
France.
What about the fourth place team?
France finishes in third a lot, it sounds like.
They have West Germany. West Germany was fourth here. I feel like West Germany. What about East Germany? No love over there?
No love for East Germany.
What happened? Did I miss something? Why is it West Germany?
They were West Germany for a long time.
I thought they had a wall of defensemen.
But the Sean McVay thing, to be clear, is like thousands and thousands of data points as opposed to the 29 World Cups that I basically have photographic memory of. But it's a beautiful thing when the world comes together every 4 years and people represent their country in front of billions of people.
Italy didn't even go in 1958. What was going on with you guys? Were you like recovering from something?
Yeah, and that's the last time. Oh, I hate you. Well, that's the last time.
He was taking the question seriously.
That's the last time.
Well, that's the last time Italy did not qualify until this run of 3 straight World Cups where they will not be participating.
Dang.
It used to be if you were Italian and you went 3 straight World Cups without Italy winning one,
they kill you.
It was, well, not quite. But we're talking about
Archduke Ferdinand.
Now, there are countries. There are countries.
What's that in your hand?
They take you to the gulag.
Did you ever watch the 2 Escobars?
Yes.
The 30 for 30?
That's one of the best ones ever.
Yeah, it's definitely
What
my favorite.
happened to 30 for 30s, man? They used to be banger after banger after banger.
We just squeezed all the juice out of it. We aren't cool people anymore.
Well, and also Bill Simmons left ESPN. Like, wasn't Bill Simmons like the primary force?
Was he at The Athletic now? Or no, The Ringer.
Yeah, The Ringer.
Well, yeah, famously because somebody sold The Ringer, not sold The Ringer out from under him, but basically Netflix had a controlling interest in The Ringer. So now Bill Simmons is his staff is subject to layoffs in ways that he was not happy about.
Todd McShay's on Netflix, though. We'll take that.
Well, he's also at The Ringer, so part of that. So, yes, the 30 for 30s were excellent. Was that your favorite one, the 2 Escobars? Because that's up there.
Incredible. Tragic, right? I mean, the player that was murdered, the Colombian player that was murdered in his home country, it came after he scored an own goal against the United States in the 94 World Cup that helped the United States go through and Colombia crash out when they were favorites. And then Pablo Escobar's involvement, too. Just an incredible story.
Robert, do you have a favorite 30 for 30?
Oh, I like Ricky Williams. When he got so high, he forgot about his kids. That was killer.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Ricky Williams is a good one.
Dude, what is it, Run, Ricky, Run?
Yeah, I think so.
It is so stinking good, dude.
When's the last time they even made a 30 for 30? Are they still doing them?
Yeah, I don't know. This Pat Summitt documentary was produced by ESPN.
But it's not a 30 for 30.
I don't know if it's technically a 30
because they had like E60s also that are different. Because objectively, the best 30 for 30 ever made, even though it's not technically a 30 for 30, it's OJ.
Oh, yeah. Incredible. 9 parts.
OJ made and won an Oscar. This thing is electric start to finish.
Okay, 30 for 30s are capped, guys. It's throw it out the window.
Chopped.
Chopped is exactly right. They have done one since 2024. It came out February 6th of this year, and it was players, coaches, and fans explore the play. It was the Philly special. They gave it a whole 30 for 30. But June 30th of 2024, No Scope, the story of FaZe Clan, the rise and fall of FaZe Clan, the first professional esports team to make it big.
Oh.
If you followed streamers or anything like that, all of the FaZe Clan guys are just the biggest douchebags in the world. So if the fact that they have a 30 for 30 makes me dislike 30 for 30.
It's falling off. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Again, I almost want to put the OJ thing in a separate category because Broke was really good. The U part too I could do without. Like they did it right the first time. I didn't need a follow-up, even though I understand that there was a follow-up required there. You know what? Did you guys ever see the USFL one that features Trump so heavily? Like the USFL one is crazy.
I never saw it.
That I would actually, it's between the 2 Escobars for me, Requiem for the Big East, because it's just a college basketball treasure trove, and that's my favorite sport by a mile. And then I would probably put the USFL one in there because it's just bat-bleep crazy.
Four Falls of Buffalo, Tyler. That's a good one.
IMDb's top 5 30 for 30s. OJ's Made in America is number 1.
Yeah,
sure.
The Last Dance is number 2.
Oh,
The Last Dance a 30 for 30?
They are characterizing it as such, all 10 episodes. Third place is Survive in Advance, follows the life of Jim Valvano. Fourth is Celtics and Lakers, Best of Enemies. And number 5 is The 2 Escobars.
I mean, excellent.
We talked about The Last Dance, though. I didn't like The Last Dance. It was just an infomercial for Michael Jordan and Nike.
Jordan propaganda, but it was very entertaining.
And we needed it because it was during the pandemic and we had no sports.
Dude,
I
do
got
not
it.
just besmirch it, because I remember having full hours dedicated to breaking down The Last Dance during COVID.
For those of us that didn't live through those,
Dude,
it was really good.
It was that, marble races, and Korean baseball. Did you guys get into Korean baseball?
Oh no, but you've met my buddy Larry. He was betting on them.
Yeah,
he was betting on that and women's Taiwanese basketball.
I remember the Korean
Dinos,
baseball trip.
We picked a team. It was the Dinos, and they won the whole thing. They had one American player on their whole team. Dude, I need to go back and watch Korean baseball. It was electric. We also had nothing. So marble races were also electric.
We used to do whole primetime shows dedicated to the Last Dance, episode that came out.
I was just watching old World Cup videos, just pretending they were live.
What happened in 1942?
Oh, 42. There wasn't one, right?
No, something else was going on.
Why wasn't there one?
Yeah, there's a little something else happening.
Okay, very good. The Titans players with the most to prove this offseason coming up next. You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you're noticing issues with ED or performance, then your relationships, your confidence, even your career may have already been affected. Online folks promise convenience and discretion, but their treatments are generic and some even unsafe. Guys, no more excuses. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is the state's first men's health-focused urology practice, with multiple urologists and providers focused solely on male performance. No unproven snake oil or peptides without solid research. Since 2014, they've pioneered men's health in Tennessee and have been testing and growing to make sure you get the best care and the safest, most effective treatments. So call them today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090, or book online in under 30 seconds at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
This is a different court, Blair.
Same result, Slay.
Oh, okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jerry's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair? The courtroom is where I play ball.
Boy, Durham, injury law. And that ain't got no roof.
Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. When's the last time you listened to some Lupe Fiasco? Kick Push. Great bang. Great song. Lupe Fiasco. What happened to that guy? Out there in the ether?
I can't remember what exactly, if he went to like commercial music, like he was like the director of music for somebody.
I feel like he had a big moment when we were in high school.
Oh, his if you are what you say you are, another banger.
Superstar, yeah. That's a good song. Anyway, Titans offseason program gets underway officially today. Players can report today, and they will not have an open practice to media until the end of the month, or I guess the middle of the month, right before the draft. They get to start today because they have a new coaching staff, so they get basically a 2-week jump, 10 teams in total, including the Titans here locally. Robert's Ravens got going yesterday with voluntary off-season training and programs. So the Titans will begin today. So as the off-season program begins today, who are the Titans players who have the most to prove this off-season? Now, understanding that there are some, this conversation requires some level of context because an offensive lineman from last year's roster really has to wait until training camp to be able to have some way to compete, right? They can go through technique stuff. You can, not be a dope in meetings and things like that, like don't fall asleep and whatever. But until guys have pads on in training camp, which I know it's technically the offseason, but it's not really to me the offseason. We understand that there's some different levels to this depending on positions. But basically it's a conversation about, okay, guys who are returning from last year, and there's really not that many of them, but the guys who has the most to prove on this particular roster. And the place that I would initially start, because I have one overarching one that's obvious, but the place that I would obviously start is Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, coming off a broken leg at the end of the year after dealing with all those hamstring problems, going to be 32 late into this coming season. December of this coming season is when Calvin Ridley turns 32. But still, we're talking about a 30-plus-year-old wide receiver who's on a big money contract, who had to take a restructure, which is essentially a pay cut with incentives that allows him to earn his money back. But the way that Calvin Ridley's deal got redone this offseason, he is not going to keep them from drafting a wide receiver necessarily, but he does at least give them something. Okay, can we still get something out of you in ways that L'Jarius Sneed, they just waved the white flag on and said, okay, whatever. It's not working. It hasn't worked. Mike Borgonzi doesn't want that attached to him anymore than anybody else does. So, okay, as soon as we can get out from under, as they call him, LJ, let's do that. Ridley, a different scenario entirely. Ridley coming off one of his career worst seasons. And again, not only was he unavailable for a good chunk of the season, but when he was available, he was just a wild disappointment. That Denver game, that's where the meme of Cam Ward's dad came out of. The first Denver game where I think it's a critical third down late in the game where they have the opportunity. They're in a one-score game late in that season opener, and Cam and the offense are driving, and Ridley drops a critical ball on third down. And that's when, Cam Ward's dad is up in the stands pacing.
Bent over
like the Popeye's chicken sandwich worker meme.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley.
It's Calvin to me.
For sure. Because we'll see what the Titans do in the draft, but you need Calvin Ridley to be the best version of Calvin Ridley at this stage of his career, right? We're not expecting, what was the peak year of his powers? 2019, 2020?
I think he had a career year in 2020. I can go back and look at his profile.
Either way, we're not expecting 2020 Calvin Ridley because he's over the age of 30. He's dealt with injuries.
No, but I'd take 2024 Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. Well, whatever the best version of Calvin Ridley is at this age, at the age of 31, I can't remember exactly how old he is at this point, is what the Titans need in 2026.
31, yeah.
That's what they need in 2026, especially if wide receiver is not going to be the pick at number 4 overall.
Yeah, Calvin's best statistical year was the COVID season where he had 1,300 plus yards, and he played in 15. He didn't even play in one of the games that year, and he still had 1,300 yards. Julio would have still been there, right? But that was towards the end of Julio because Julio got traded to the Titans in 21.
No, but he was so good opposite Julio for a small stretch there in Atlanta. So good.
His worst statistical season was in 2021, but that's because he only played in 5 games. He left the team for mental health issues, and then he missed the entire 2022 season.
Suspended, yeah.
Who's yours?
Oh, man. Calvin is a good one. I am very curious about Tyjae Spears because we're getting to a point now where he was drafted in 2023, 4th year of his rookie deal. There could very well be a number 4 overall pick in Jeremiah Love in that running back room. Tony Pollard coming back after another 1,000-yard season, a career season. And you're still waiting to get any semblance of consistency from Tyjae Spears, whether that's it's mostly in terms of availability.
Yeah, is he just out there? Because Tyjae's fine when he's out there.
Yeah. He has good moments. He does things that make you realize why the Titans brought him in with the 3rd-round pick when Rand Carthon was the GM. But I want to say Tyjae Spears because I feel like it's just been year over year over year, but I'm going to put that aside, and my final answer will be J.C. Latham. J.C. Latham in 2026, I think, is one of the guys with the most to prove on this roster. Year 3 now, in theoretically a more comfortable position for you on the right side of the offensive line. If he's healthy in 2026, then he has to be playing at a really high level. There's no other way to look at it. The hip injury was a huge obstacle for him early. I'm not going to try and diminish what it takes at that size, at that position, to overcome that injury. And for it to happen in week 1, and he did grow into the back end of the season, like the rest of the offensive line group did as a whole. But number 7 overall pick, man. Like, it's time to not be worried about that spot when the number 7 overall pick is playing right tackle 3 years into his career.
Robert, who's yours?
Well, I was going to do J.C. Latham before old double dipping Lucas over there.
I'm sorry.
He literally gave the whole explanation for Tyjae Spears and then said, but I'll take J.C. Latham.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that if he doesn't show something, I don't even know if he can, man. Like, I think the writing's on the walls is in the fact of if there's an opportunity to take a better right tackle and move him to guard, they might just do that. Like, trade value or whatever be damned. Like, if you're going to move him, you got to make what's the best decision for the line. And if you have a better tackle than him, I assume you would put somebody out there. But I'll go to the defensive side. I'll go to Cody Barton. I think Cody Barton needs to show that he belongs, not just because Cedric Gray is nipping at his heels, but because his contract kind of lays out the fact that they can cut bait with him after this year and not be worse for wear. If they're able to draft someone, like I think in the primetime mock draft, we traded a 9, ended up taking Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles would take his milk. He would take his milk and his lunch money. Barton would no longer be on this team. That guy would be at the cut player line faster than you could flip your fingers. So I'll go with Cody Barton. And since we're double dipping, I hope that after the acquisition process of the offseason is done, that Bryce Oliver is essentially rendered useless. I'm tired of betting on this dude's upside when I know he got hurt last year and he's a good special teams player, but special teams wide receivers need to be your 6th or final roster spot taken up. They don't need to be your 4th or 5th wide receiver that's expected to at least help with offense in part. They need to add enough competition to this room that this guy is totally relegated to special teams, or he needs to show up on the field and do some stuff. They're the reason they added him as a UDFA, because he's essentially shown nothing. I think if you go back and look at his yards, career yards, Mason Kinsey may have more career yards than Bryce Oliver. I don't know that for a fact. Let me double check it.
I bet Kinsey has played more games. Kinsey's just been here longer.
But if you're a UDFA that's been bet on for upside, you need to show something on offense. If he's just a special teams player, that's fine, but don't let him be in a position to help with offense. You need to upgrade that position. Continue to add players who can help on offense, and don't take up a roster spot just for someone that's on special teams.
Yeah, Kinsey's played in way more games, and Oliver was hurt most of last year and is going into year 3.
But this is Kinsey's 6th season.
And also, a much different prospect.
Yeah.
A totally different prospect. Like, Bryce Oliver is a large wide receiver.
Yeah.
But Mason, how many career receiving yards do y'all think Mason Kinsey has in NFL regular season games?
I bet he's got
106. I don't know.
I'm going to say 115.
74. He had 48 last year, career high, 2 catches, 48 yards.
Yeah, because there was the one where he
34.
stood up and like...
Yeah, it's a 34-yarder. Is a 34-yarder.
He's so extra.
I would be, too, if I was a kid out of Berry College still doing it in the NFL.
Oh,
how many career yards do you think Bryce Oliver has a 2-season sample size. He has played in 13 games. Mason Kinsey has played in 25 games, and he has 74 yards.
Didn't Oliver have like a big game in 24?
Let's say, what did I say? Let's say, how many did Kinsey have?
74 for Kinsey.
All right, I'll say 73.
I'm going to say 105.
103.
Dang, I was wrong.
Oliver does have more yards. He had 95 yards, 6 catches for 95 yards in the 2024 season.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I say.
Oh, man, this guy really needs to be a part of the offense. It's 6 catches, 96 yards. Holy crap.
Nobody's saying that.
No, I agree. I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
But, like,
now, when I take the position on Restrepo and Kinsey that you just took on Bryce Oliver, Lucas calls me hateful.
I've never called you hateful.
You are just hating.
That's not true at all.
You just don't want to talk about him. It's not the fact that I don't want to talk about Bryce Oliver. I
am
think that
sick
he
of
should
Xavier
be.
Restrepo and Mason Kinsey as talking points, not as people.
I don't know.
you
I
said.
think you hate them as people.
Okay,
That's
I
not
think
what you
you-
say
I think
about
you-
off the air. Yeah.
Pretty sure you dislike them with a strong disdain.
I dislike a lot of people. Both of those people are they're fine human beings.
I think you said bane of my existence once.
Well, no, that's you. Last call. And then the obvious one is Cam Ward.
Yeah.
The obvious one is Cam Ward because nobody, and this is the thing that I feel like I got into it with Titans fans the most last year. I'm not anointing him anything until he does something of consequence beyond show you a couple of highlight reel plays that aren't actually winning football because he's not a winning football player right now. But obviously, he has aspirations. They have aspirations for him to be worthy of the number 1 overall pick that he was and to be a franchise quarterback and all of these things. And while I am completely understanding of Titans fans and their want to manifest, your microphone's on.
I know. My headphone rubbed against
the
it.
rare moment where your microphone is on and you make a noise. I completely understand why Titans fans want to manifest Cam into something that he has yet to be before he actually does it. But this is a huge prove-it year for Cam Ward, who has not done anything of consequence yet. Last call for phone calls. If you got them, I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. Last call for phone calls. If you got them, we got a few, so we'll rattle through them. Oh, did I do the polls? I don't think I did polls today, so we'll do phone calls instead. If we had done polls, they would have been presented by Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. Let's start with Dan in Lewisburg.
Gentlemen, how are y'all doing today?
We're well.
Good. Hey, I've been working on this problem for y'all about going to Robert's homecoming at his college this fall, and I've cleared my desk. I'm doing nothing but working on this problem for y'all. As an avid Buck Reisner listener every day, so I'm taking this up on my own. Now, I've been on the phone with Tiger Woods. I lost the phone number to the president. I called him. I got his assistants in on this, and I've got 3 names. First, to replace Lucas, we're going to get Diane Graziano from Get Up in the mornings on ESPN. To replace Buck, we're going to get Mike Greenberg, also from Get Up in the morning on ESPN. And I saved the best for last. And for Robert, I have none other than the great Howard Stern filling in your spot. What do y'all think?
I think we just lost our jobs to Mike Greenberg, Dan Graziano, and Howard Stern.
Yeah, we're not supposed to get people that are better and more successful.
Thank you for the call.
It should be the opposite, Dan.
It sounds like you just won another radio show.
If Howard Stern came into this, I would not be going to ECU.
Yeah.
I would be staying here and doing anything I could to run my fingers through those gnarled curls that he has.
My Rain Man World Cup knowledge, that's Robert with Stern.
Every time Lucas rides with me somewhere, I always put on Howard 101. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is when they gave away a set of fake boobs.
I'm aware because the last time that we were all in your car together, you tried to kill us and then keep us awake or keep yourself awake by listening to Howard Stern.
Well, they were having a little snooze fest late hour. That's okay. I was fine. We all got home, didn't we?
Lucas and Megan were in the backseat acting like they were asleep. They're just holding each other for dear life.
Thank God the rumble strips were on the side of the road that night.
See you on the other side, baby.
Jesus.
Megan woke up at one point and was like, are we going to be, are we okay? I was like, yeah, we're fine.
Robert literally, I'm sitting shotgun. Robert's smacking himself in the neck to stay awake. Like that's working. He just immediately nods off.
Just get us from point A to point B.
Or he hits himself too hard and just knocks himself out for a couple of seconds.
That's my second favorite road trip error that I have made. My favorite is when Lucas and I went to a Vols game and stayed at a hotel. And before we left, I had and I think it's after we got back. We got back, we were good and soused up, and I like a good cold hotel room. So I dropped it down, and usually it only lets you go to 60. But it let me keep going, and I got it to 35.
Dude.
And we woke up, and Lucas was blue. Lucas had no color in his face. He was frozen, shivering. Cheyenne and I don't touch at night when we sleep, but that night we were our entire bodies were enveloping each other because how cold it was in that hotel room. Lucas woke up and I think it was 36 in that room.
Nightmare.
Oh, you're a nightmare for sure. Yeah. Yes, you're a nightmare, absolutely. Let's go to Corey in Columbia next.
Hey, Buck, I love listening to you guys, and y'all were talking earlier about mascots. 20 years ago, I was a high school mascot for our basketball team, and we were the Generals. I sent a picture to you guys on X if you get a chance to take a look at it. It's kind of funny. I kind of look like Yosemite Sam.
The Generals is a good mascot.
Hey, will you clarify this? Tell them how many girls were just so attracted to you just because you were the mascot. Is it not just the total magnet for the babes?
You would think, but I guess not for me. Not on that. Not on that day.
I said I did not have the same experience.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's not just a you thing.
Everybody just wanted to have a good night.
With the mascot?
I was the Black Knight. So.
Unless you find a woman that's into furries, I think the mascot thing is probably not working in your favor. And even then, I'm assuming that every mascot costume smells bad.
No.
What's the coyote's name?
Tempo.
Oh, Wiley.
Nashville SC's coyote is Tempo.
Yeah. Beyond the fact that I don't want to be touched by the mascot, and the mascot insisted on coming in here and hugging me.
Gave you a big old hug.
Smelled bad.
See,
mascot smell bad.
Bad Santa gave me a bad idea of how people think about mascots or like caricatures of people in the wild, because I can't think of her like real name, but the woman who plays Billy Bob Thornton's love interest, she's Lorelai in the Gilmore Girls. She like has a thing for Santa. She's like attracted to him in the Santa.
Really? That's her fetish?
It's like the Santa outfit. So I thought like, there's all kind of women out there that like dudes that dress up, and they don't.
Great movie.
They ain't big fan. Oh, killer movie. So your name is Herman Mervin or what? Yes, sir.
Did you just snort?
You want a cucumber sandwich? His grandma's like comatose in the corner. Yeah, I got to watch Bad Santa tonight.
Got to watch Bad Santa, got to watch Super Troopers, got to watch what else did we come up with today? We've been in our bag today, I feel like.
Oh, Super Troopers.
Maybe a 30 for 30.
What was the restaurant version of Super Troopers with all of those guys in it? It's not Waiting. Waiting is like
Waiting is with Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds, Justin Long. That's a good movie.
Aren't they all in Waiting though too? I think that cast is in Waiting.
I don't know.
No, they are
I don't
not.
think so.
Their opportunity came and went. They're not in Waiting. They kind of passed them by.
Okay, your bad joke quota has been filled for the day. Thank you very much.
No, it's not Shenanigan. Oh, that's the restaurant that he loves in Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Say Shenanigans one more time.
Farva like Shenanigans.
The Slammin' Salmon. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh, dude. So they have to push this salmon, and whichever of the restaurant attendees, waiters, or waitresses sells the most salmon wins at the end of it. So they're all trying to push this. Okay, Slammin' Salmon, homework for everyone.
Okay. Good deal.
All right. Very good. We've wasted enough time. We don't want to waste any of Zach and Blaine's time, so you can hang out with them. Coming up next, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Robert and I are off prime time tonight. I guess that's Robert and me. If we're being grammatically correct, see you tomorrow.